Hey, what's up, y'all? It's gonna be a good conversation tonight, man. If you're watching the rebroadcast of this, just hold on tight. Hold on tight. We live in Studio G tonight. Woo! Check me out, yo. Hold on tight, man. I'm just gonna wait for people to hop on live. I got a great conversation. Great guest for you tonight, man. It's gonna be live. We just gonna be kicking it, hanging, chilling. You know what I'm saying? Drinking a little something. Hey, on a Friday night. For all my Adventists, happy Sabbath to ya. We're going to have a good night, man. A blessed night, man. We're going to be talking about some stuff. And I got a homie, man. I got a good friend of mine joining us tonight right here live on Studio G. This is my dude. My ace, man. Evangelist and Pastor Willie Ramos up in the building. Go ahead and give this video a like right now, man. Give this video a like right now. If you want to see a good, fun, happy, enjoyable, bomb conversation tonight with two dudes who you don't know what to expect, give this video a like right the freak now. J Double, what's up? Rajesh? Forgive me if I said that wrong, but happy Sabbath from India. Hey, shout out to India, boy. Nice from India. So I'm streaming live on YouTube. I'm streaming live on Facebook right now. The party's just about to get started on a Friday night. It's good, man. Good conversation tonight, man. It's going to be fun. I'm going to jump right into this soon. I'm about to send this over. What y'all know about that? Alexa, put volume to 7. What y'all know about? That's grits right there, man. Y'all don't know about grits. Y'all don't know about the grits. Let me go ahead and share this link with the guest who's coming through today. It's gonna be live tonight. Here we go. We got a great combo. Alexa, put dang. Don't you hate when you trying to tell? No, Alexa, no. Alexa, stop. Stop, Alexa. Just stop. Goodness gracious. Like sometimes you ever say her name and then you trying to say something, but you say the wrong thing. And she just still listening. Oh my goodness. Alexa, resume music. All right, you guys, we're gonna have a good conversation tonight. Alexa, next song. So I'm about to invite the guest.
I don't do the most, but I do a lot. I'm gonna make a toast,
but I'm still alive. Hey, feel like pop. I shoot the shot. Blip, 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 blip. Coming in. Hey. What's up, y'all, man? I hope you're having a good night. We're gonna talk about some stuff. I just sent the link to my buddy who's gonna join me live right now, right here in Studio G. Hey, Raja, you said this Alexa is so Jetsons 2020. I know it is, man. I know it is, yo. All right, so we're gonna have a good conversation. Oh, hold up. Let me add this. Hold up. Alexa, pause music. All right, so we got this here. Let me go ahead and there it is.
Yo, what's up?
There it is. What's happening?
Man?
Hey, man, all is well, man. How you doing?
I've been good too, man. Everything's been going good. Praise the Lord.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So hold up. Let me get this thing right and tight and together for me real quick. You guys, I don't know if you know who's on the screen right now. Come on, the infamous, you know what I'm saying? The one and only, the one who needs no introduction, but we give him one anyway. My dude, we go back. He goes by the name of, give it to him. Go by the name of Willie, evangelist, pastor, hip-hop artist, poet, graphic designer, writer, director, producer, and servant of the Most High God. Give some love to my dude, Willie Ramos.
Another one.
Let's go, man. Can we get a like? You guys go and just go ahead and smash that like heart button real quick for us, you guys. We have a great conversation tonight, man. I'm excited to have you on, Willie, man. How you doing out there, man? Where you at?
I'm in Orlando, Florida, man. It's been going good, man. Everything is starting to open up over here. Everything is going pretty good. They opening the movies last week. They opened the church up, so we're getting slowly back to normal.
That's what's up, man.
How about over there?
So we in Maryland, and Maryland is I would say Maryland's pretty tight. You know what I'm saying? Like I think Maryland for the most part got our act together, with this whole COVID stuff. You know what I mean? Like the schools thing is still weird because we got our kids in homeschool this year. So we took them out, got them in homeschool, and we feel it's a little safer for this year, just coming up, just for this year. Because Willie, listen, man. Homeschool is the worst. Homeschool is the worst ever, y'all. I am not a teacher, man.
I can imagine, man. I can imagine.
Listen, I got the 5-year-old and I got the 10-year-old. One's in 5th grade, one's in kindergarten. The 5th grade is decent. The 5th grades are not so bad because she can pretty much do her own stuff. But dang it, man, Mimi, the kindergarten, she don't listen. Willie, she don't know. She don't listen to me. She doesn't care. She runs this house. I'm like, Mimi, do your work. Huh? Do your work. She leave and she'll come back with like makeup in her face. Like, how did you get makeup on your face? I said to freaking do your work.
What? Because she's daddy's girl? She thinks she can get away with it or what?
Pretty much. That's what it is. Hold on. Let me slide over here because we got to highlight. There we go. You live. So this is the new thing. This is hold on, let me get it. Studio G, boy. Studio G.
This is not even Zoom. This is like different than Zoom. You went outside the box, baby.
Hey man, it's all God, man. You know what it is. It's all God. So we got the Studio G, right? So I started this just recently, man. God told me to start Studio G. So Studio G stands for Studio God.
Okay.
Obviously. You know what I'm saying? So the G represents God. Why? Because, man, this is his thing. You know what I'm saying? Everything that I do is of him, for him, by him. The studio is his. I'm his. You his. Everybody watching his. So I was like, man, let me listen to God. And I kind of just am thinking about doing some like kind of conversation type stuff, podcast type stuff on a more consistent basis. And so there it is, Studio G. That's what it is.
Yo, I like it, brother. I like it. This is what, like your second show? Or you've been doing it for a minute?
I would say it's not. I would say this is my first official show.
Oh,
I would say I have to give it to you, Willie. You are the first guest on the show.
I'm honored. Thank you, brother.
Yo, man. You Adventist famous, man. What's that about? We both Adventist famous. That's a term. Did you know that?
I didn't know that was a term, man. I didn't know that was a term, but I guess it's all right. Now I mean, for God's glory and honor.
Exactly, man.
Anthony. One time, I told my mom when I was in the world. I told my mom because I was a worldly rapper. I used to do house parties and stuff. And I told my mom, my dream is to be famous. And then she said, if you accept Jesus as Savior, you can tell the world or the universe that Jesus died for you. So you already are famous.
Hey,
and I'm like, wow. That's my mama, I mean.
They always come with the wisdom, yo.
Yo, they match the Yoda cute,
Well, before we get talking a little bit about the whole Adventist famous world and everything, man, I figured, man, we catch people up on first of all, catch them up on how we even know each other. And first of all, let's shout out the people, man. How are y'all doing out there in Facebook world, YouTube world? How are y'all living? Let us know, man, in the comment section. You got some questions for us. Tonight's is just a night. We chilling.
We chilling.
I might throw on some of Willie music or something. I don't know, man. I might let him play stuff.
And I got the new single coming out in 2 weeks.
Listen. Let them know. What is it called?
Now, I mean, it's called Life, Death, and Resurrection.
Interesting. Hold that thought. Don't give them too much. We're gonna get to it.
Right.
What you eating today?
What did I eat?
Yeah, what you eating today?
Man, to be honest, I think I ate Arby's.
Okay.
Oops.
That's all right. Yo.
Yeah, I was on the go. Now I mean, I was on the go. I take care of my parents, man. So I go over there real quick, and I do devotion with them. Then I take them to the park. Then I take them to the doctors. Today was kind of busy, man. So it was just fast food, to be honest.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
This me right now.
What's that? Pop-Tarts?
Nah, this is an Uncrustable.
Oh,
Uncrustable.
yeah, yo. That's my joints right there. I like those.
Can you tell me why these are the most delicious things in the world? We get these for the kids, and I be eating them.
I used to do that with my son as well, man. My ex-wife used to get mad.
Who cares, man? It's my food. I bought it. Shoot. Y'all sure.
That's right.
Shut up. I'm eating it. It's my food. What's up? Alexandra. Do you know?
Hey, that's my niece. That's Gigi. Gigi in the house.
Let's go, Gigi.
Gigi,
how are you? I'm
Anthony.
And me too. I don't know.
Right, in Spanish, so the Latino culture, they say to the older ones, échame la bendición. That means give me a blessing, and then we have to say God bless you, Dios te bendiga. So that's what I just did right now.
Wow, that's what's up. That's love right there, man. What's up, Gigi? And we got Jeanette. Hello, Jeanette Durand. Hey, Durand.
That's my homegirl too from Tampa.
You just bringing in the Orlando folks?
What's up, Jeanette? God bless you, mama.
Same from me, y'all. Listen, so, hey, Willie, let's just catch him up, man.
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking, I was like, yo, how did me and Willie even meet? Like, because I can pinpoint a moment in time kind of when we first kind of knew each other, but I'm trying to pinpoint the exact situation that how did we even become friends? What happened?
And you know what? To be honest, I can't pinpoint it either. I think it was in my book release, we met in Dallas, and you were doing an interview with Pastor James Black, I believe. No, Willie. I've never been to Dallas in my life, Willie.
I've never been to Texas in my life. That is the wrong brother.
It might have been DC or something at a big stadium, or no?
Man, I
don't even know either.
I don't know, but I can looking back. So there's two distinct moments where I know there's two distinct moments of connect with you, right? So one, the farthest back I can remember, I don't know if you remember this or not. The farthest back I can remember was hitting you up about a TV show that was casting for a show. It was a show that was gonna be like NBC or something like that, and they were looking for great personalities and stuff. And so I submitted, and I hit you up to submit too. I don't know if you ever did.
Yeah, I remember. What show was it?
I don't even remember. It was like a game show.
Oh, that's right. They picked me. You know, they picked me.
No, what happened?
Yeah, but I lost.
What?
Yeah, they asked you like two hard questions. You know what I'm saying? They asked you like school questions. I'm like, yo, I don't know what 8 times 2 is. And they're asking some hardcore questions, man, like a scientist would know. And I only answered 2 right, and then that's it.
What was it like a online? They started online? What happened?
Yeah, it was like it started online, and then I think they only did 2 episodes live, like one of those whack channels. But yeah, man. But they paid me though. They paid me. I think they paid me like $150 or something just for appearing.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
They ain't picked me. I wasn't good enough for that one. I don't know what happened. Actually, no.
I was embarrassed. I'm like, I'd rather not get picked.
Let me tell you what happened. I remember now. Actually, what happened was because they called you from like California or something. It was like California based. And what happened was I got a phone call one day, and it was on my phone. My wife had my phone, Willie. Adana had my phone. She intentionally did not answer the phone because it was a California number. And I come to find out, she was like, babe, you missed a call. I was like, who was it? She's like, I don't know, somebody from California. I called back, and it was them. They were calling me back. I'm assuming to talk to me about getting on the show. And I missed that call, and I never had the opportunity to get on the show because my wife, Adana, did not answer the phone.
And I think the grand prize was $50,000 or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, man. That's why, because I think you said something like, yo, if we make it, then we film a movie or something like that. And you sent me in a text message or something. Yeah.
So that's the main one. And then, go ahead.
Yeah, and weren't you going to interview me for like a magazine, like Cottage Life? I think that's when we met.
Maybe that was it, yo.
Yeah.
Maybe that was it. Because that was a long time ago. That was back in 2009. Wow,
yeah. And to be honest, still to this day, that's one of my favorite book covers ever, man. The thing that you did, the Ghetto Preacher with a hoodie, that was dope, man. That was dope. Was that ever published or not?
So that, man, we tried to get that joint off the ground, and we hit the Adventist wall. We hit the Adventist wall. It was like, you get to a certain point, you get some momentum, and you get some support, and then there's in some situations, especially back then, things are loosened up a little bit now, but especially back then, you hit a wall, and we hit that wall that we just couldn't get past at that point. So it didn't get as far as it could have, but that was a great, at the time, that was a great idea.
And that was outside the box for its time, man. I think you guys were ahead of your time. Yeah, that would have been dope, man. That would have been, if they would have let it open, if they would have just released, man, that would have been dope.
I think so too, man. They weren't ready. They weren't ready.
That's the problem with our churches, man. We ain't ready. Every other denomination is kind of ready, but us, we so slow.
Yo, I tell people all the time, I'm like, we are always about 5 to 10 years behind other churches in everything that we do. And if the church just had the church as in, I don't want to speak too general, but
right.
There was more of a support system within the church for people who have a special skill or talent. I think we would be farther along in everything that we're doing than other churches, simply because of the network that the church has and everything. But
I agree, man. Like we kind of pride ourselves because we got Zoom now and all that, but we could have get Zoom like 10 years ago.
People at Adventist churches is mad excited. Like, oh, what? Yeah. We can have church online. We can have a virtual. We can have virtual programs.
We're all excited because we're doing Zoom like that was 10 years ago already. Everybody else is moving on to the next stage.
Yo, other churches got whole networks and crap, and we freaking working with Zoom. Like,
everybody else got channels and all that, and
followers
channels.
Man, it's sad, yo. It's sad. We always behind. But speaking of that, so now I want to take it back. So I want to take it to the second point, right? At which I remember, this is the point at which I think, genuinely became like friends. Like, before this moment, we were cool. We knew each other. But this was the moment we was like, that's my dude. It was back, I don't remember the exact year, but it was at the Allegheny East camp meeting. And you came as a speaker. And I was there too. I don't remember what I was doing. I was doing something. And then me and Adana we went out and hung with you that day, that evening. We went out to dinner and everything, chopped it up, talked, laughed.
That's right.
And just had a good time, man, and talk life, you know what I'm saying? And that was the moment that friendship, I think, happened between us.
You're right, brother. You're right. We were with I think you were preaching to the youth. I was preaching at another camp, and then we had that other cool brother from Oakwood, the rapper, the hip hop preacher. What's his name? I forgot.
The hip E.T.?
Yeah, bro. And E.T. was there, remember?
I don't know. Yeah, I do remember. I have a picture. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, we went up to him and paid him our respects and all that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that's right. That's when we clicked. Yeah. Because Adana used to be good friends with my ex-wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we started talking, and yeah, man.
I don't know if I would say good friends. They was cool. They was.
They were just
I don't know if they was tight, but you know, they was cool. They was cool. But yeah. That was it, man.
They were just That's
so,
funny.
But that's what I remember as far as like how we connected. But then from there, man, before we get into where God has placed us in our lives today, because quite honestly, we have a lot to praise God for. We've both been able to experience a lot, do a lot. Hey, what you drinking? What you sipping on?
It's the Martinelli's. It's the Adventist drink.
God, that's the Welch's though. That's the Welch's version.
I know. I couldn't find the Martinelli's because of the pandemic.
Oh.
So I had to get this one. I don't know if this one tastes good, but it's non-alcoholic, peoples. This for the brothers who ain't here. This for the brothers who ain't here.
You ain't got to tell them nothing, yo. What's in my cup is my cup. My business. You don't need to know.
That's right. You got a gold cup. You done upgraded to sainthood.
Hey, that don't mean nothing. I still got hood drinking here. It ain't that classy stuff. It's hood drinking. Yeah.
I remember we used to drink that MD 2020, and I used to hate it, man. One little sip, man, got me drunk. MD 2020 was hardcore for me. Yuck. But I was the only hood in the strip bars that used to go and drink strawberry daiquiri with whipped cream.
With whipped cream?
Is that a special? My street cred revoked.
Is that a special request, or does it come like that?
No. I had to request it like that, and then they used to make fun of me because me and the squad, we had VIP, and we would walk in the strip joints where we had like a table. They would make fun of me. They're like, "Yo, give this man strawberry daiquiri with whipped cream."
Whipped cream.
with strawberries on them.
That's incredible. I would always get. Hey, be honest with you, they call me a punk too, because I would always get just a simple Shirley Temple with extra cherries, man. I was a simple man, yo. But let's take them back, man. Before we dive into where God has taken us in life, man, and what we've been doing. Tell us a little bit more, because I know you actually have a documentary coming out. And I want you to dive into that, talk a little bit about that coming up. But if you wouldn't mind giving us just a little taste of where you came from, man. Like, and I'll share a little bit about me too, but I want everybody to hear about your past, you know, more like some special moments, some special things that have happened in your past. But take us way back, like way back.
Okay. As you all right, and first I want to say congratulations, man. With 3 of your movies is Amazon Prime, brother. That's what's up, man. I'm proud of you, bro. You know I'm a big fan. I was there when we did that. You did that fist.
We lost him. We lost Willie. No. Oh, he back. Hello, you there? You with me?
Somebody was trying to make a phone call. You got me or not?
I got you now.
Oh, okay. Well, somebody was calling me from Colorado. I think they're watching live.
Really? Hey, if they watching live, tell them to stop calling you. Who is doing that? Stop it, human. He's live right now. Colorado. Hey, shout to Colorado though. That's the hometown right there. Shout to Colorado.
Yeah, shout out to Colorado. Yeah, man. So I was born in Chicago, but my mom had asthma, so she had to get rid of the snow. She had to get out of the snow. So it's out of Florida or Puerto Rico, and so my mom didn't want us to join the gangs over there in Chicago. It was real hardcore with the Latin Kings and the Disciples and all that. And so my mom and my dad said, let's just go to Florida. So we went to Florida, but it was in the blood, man. It was in the blood. You can go anywhere, man. But if it's in the blood, it's gonna chase you. So so we went to Florida, and my father was, we had it made when we was in Chicago. We had a 4-story house. We had a basketball court in the backyard. My dad worked for the city.
Wow.
It was all good in Chicago. And people think because of Chicago, because of Chirac, that I had it bad in Chicago. No, it was until I got to Florida, because my dad had to work on the Sabbath, so he couldn't have the same job. So he had to get like a warehouse job for $3.35 an hour, supporting 7 kids, plus mom and dad, 9 of us. So we went to the ghetto in Miami, and that's where it all happened, man. That's where it all happened. The gang life.
Wait, hold on. Stop. Bring us back. So about how old was you during that time, during that move? And then not only how old were you, but what was that transition like from Chicago to Florida for you?
So we hated it, first of all, because imagine a Christmas with shorts and flip-flops. You got on slides, and it's not even snowing, and we're looking for snow. So we hated Florida, and it was different in Florida, man. To be honest, it's a different world. It was a different world. Now you can see the similarities, but it was just different. We couldn't adapt at first, man. So we were all Christians from Chicago. We were all baptized in Chicago. But I got 5 sisters, man, and they're all beautiful. They're like Telemundo, you know what I mean? My sisters are pretty. And when we came to Florida, like the girls were jealous in the church and all that of my sisters. And somebody called my sisters prostitutes or hookers. What? And it turns out that it was the pastor's wife talking junk about my sisters.
What?
So we left the church. Then I went straight to the streets. But it was a hard transition. But the seed was always there, man. Mom and dad planted that seed of Christianity in our hearts. Later on, God watered it, man, or somebody else watered it, and the Holy Spirit just blah, you know what I mean?
Sorry about that. Yes. That's crazy. So did the church, first of all, I don't think people know, was this an Adventist? Like, was the original Christian faith you were part of, was it the Adventist faith or was it a different denomination?
So we were Catholics, man. At first we were Catholics. And then, but before we left Chicago, we turned into Adventists. I got this, a lot of people say, yo, why you got the cross on, you Adventists? But my mom's in the beginning stages of Alzheimer's and dementia and Parkinson's. So she's starting to forget who she is, etc. She's starting to forget her religion. So my mom gave me this, man. And a lot of people say, but you're Adventist. Who cares, man? Shut up. My mom gave me this, man. And one day my mom's going to die, man. So every time she asks me for this, you got the cross that I gave you? She's old, man. So so this is from her Catholic upbringing, man. But one day maybe I'll put it on the wall, or maybe when she passes away, I'll get rid of it or something, man. Or But there's my mama, man. So we started off with the Catholic faith, man. But then before we left Chicago, man, we got baptized in the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
Wow. So first of all, I just want to say, listen, what Willie said, he said, my mama gave it to me. Shut up. that needs to be the freaking quote of the year. Listen, he said, some Adventists, they'll look at you, but he got a cross on, he got a chain on. So the freak, what? He got a chain on. He also got a fitted and some sunglasses at night. What's the problem? What's the deal? What's the deal? Hey, I'm about
to be honest. So just for the people that don't know, these are prescribed, so I can't see without them. To be honest, right now I see blurry. But
that's exactly what I need. That's exactly what I need. I actually my whole life, we both having some camera issues like a mug. Somebody calling you again? Somebody's calling Willie again, you guys. I know they are. And it better not be that same person from Colorado.
It is. It is that
Oh
same
my God. Colorado human, if you're watching, please stop calling Willie. He's live right now. Gosh. Well, I guess, hey, this is a good time to change my battery on my camera because my battery's going. So, hold on, you guys. We still here. We still here. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. We still here.
Can you see me or not?
I can't see you yet now. We still here though. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right. Well, hopefully he's coming, you guys. Hold on. I'm just getting my changing my battery real quick, y'all. Hold on. 1 second. 1 second. Willie gonna come back on here. I know he is. Hold up. Wait a minute. There we go. All right, there we go. We coming back live now. 1 sec, 1 sec. Oh, there we go. All right, we back. Ant's back. Ant's back. All right, where Willie at, man? Anyway, so we're gonna get Willie back on here in a second because I don't know where he is. We'll go slide out. But yo, listen, people, man. I got my dude Willie. We out here. We just chilling on a Friday night, man, sipping whatever's in my cup. I ain't telling you what it is. All right, Willie back. Let me go ahead and pull him back on. But we having a good conversation right now, man. A great combo. What's up? Welcome back, Willie.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I had to log off and then I had to come back on.
It's all good. Is that a bill collector or like what? That don't sound like a friend calling you on purpose.
Yo, I'm gonna tell him to get a job as a bill collector. So he's good. Either that, or Jehovah's Witness. Now that they can't knock in the door.
Exactly. So yo, catch us up, man. You was telling us about the transition and the fact that, and you didn't tell us how old you was when you was going from Chicago to Florida.
Okay, I think I was just reaching my teenager. I think maybe 13 or 14 when we left. Yeah.
So you, from the time you got to Miami, that's the point at which I guess at some point soon after leaving Chicago, that's when you started to find yourself getting involved with things that you should not have. Take us there real quick, man. Like, how did you even get involved with a gang life?
You know what it was, Anthony? My dad is the most awesome person in the world, and I know he loves me. He never said it. He never said it to me or my brother. He only said it to the girls, the 5 girls. So my dad was real macho. He don't say I love you. Still hasn't. But he was always working to support us. He was trying to recoup that life that we had in Chicago, that 3-story house, that you know. So he was working 3 jobs or 4 jobs in the weekends, and so I hardly saw my father. So I was looking up to the neighborhood street corner kids, the ones that had the Beavers at the time, the one that had the gold necklace, the one that had the Cadillacs, you know. So I started looking up to them instead of my true hero, that's my father, you know what I'm saying? So that's how it really started, man. My eyes went elsewhere, and I started looking at these cats instead of my pops.
Right. That's crazy, man. It's wild because I think some people don't understand, especially people who grew up in a pretty safe family environment, safe community and stuff. They don't understand how big of an impact the environment has on you. Like it a lot of times, especially younger, especially that age, like that 13, 14, 15 age, like that's where your friends, everyone around you, the people that are a little bit above you, like the 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, or 20-year-olds, those are the people who have the biggest influence on your life. And it's unfortunate, but that's the truth, right? So I think that the church, and tying this kind of back into the church, I think the church has some work to do. Dare I even say has failed in being able to keep people in that age range within the confines of a church environment. And I say that not trying to down the church or anything. I'm saying that because that's the truth. Like I spoke with a friend of mine a couple years back, He told me that over 77% or something like that. 77% of, and he's highly in the youth, right? In the youth realm within the church. He said over 77%, paraphrasing, of the young people in that age range leave the church before they even get to college. Wow. Like they leave in today in 2020. Wow. 77%.
Wow.
77%. What in the world is that? Like how? And that's where you were coming from at that time.
Yeah. And I don't know if you saw my post today. Earlier today in the morning, I put it on the gram and I put it here on the book. It was a quote that I got from this woman. She said this. She said, "We tell our kids that they're the future of our church, but unfortunately, they can't partake in our present." And I'm like, holy smokes, man. When I heard that, I'm like, what? And I'm like, man.
So basically, she's saying that for years, decades, the church has been saying the youth are the future of the church. But if that's it, it's always been the future. It's always been the future.
And the future is now, and we're still saying it. You know what I'm saying? And we're still saying it. And the United States Army or the Marines or the Navy, they trust an 18-year-old kid, sometimes 17, to fly a drone and bomb Afghanistan, and we can't even trust them in our pulpits. You know what we do to clear our conscience, Pastor Anthony? You know what we do? We say, okay, we're gonna give them AY once a month. In Spanish, we got Sábado Joven. Ooh, once a month we give them. No, but you know what you're telling your kids once a month? That you only love them once a month. Every Sabbath is supposed to be AY. Every Sabbath is supposed to be AY with the old folk. AY is supposed to be all y'all. You know what I mean?
Listen, you preaching. Listen, let me tell you. I feel like if any church has young people, especially in the kids range, then every single church needs to have a church service for them every single week.
Amen.
Not youth day. Youth day. Look, okay, cool. Blessings. No disrespect to youth day. That's great. But are you kidding me that's it? No.
It's horrible. We have Global Youth Day. Ooh, this is for everybody. No, every Sabbath is supposed to be Global
every
Youth Day.
freaking week, Willie. Every week you have a service just for them. Every single week. If you have young people in your church and you are not doing something for them every single week, you're failing them. You're failing them. You're failing them.
In fact, that's what you do, correct? That's what you do in your church. You have.
Yeah, I did. I actually just recently transitioned out. But, but what we did do, though, and I praise God for the church, by the way, New Life, SDA, Gaithersburg, Maryland, what they wanted, they brought me on. Yeah, boy. They brought me on for the opportunity to be able to do something every week for them. And that right there, man, was special because that showed that they genuinely had an interest and have an interest in their young people to do something every week. That was what, like, signing on to that job, I was like, yo, it has to be something every single week. Like there was some people in my ear saying, hey, that's aggressive.
Oh man, is that right?
That's aggressive. Are you sure you want to do some? That's difficult. Are you kidding me?
It has to be aggressive. The Bible says, take the kingdom of heaven by force. It has to be aggressive. We're losing our kids. Satan's been kidnapping them long enough.
You know who is taking them by force?
Satan.
You know who is taking them by force?
Yeah.
You know who's taking them by force.
Not
the freaking devil is taking them by force because we're not. And the point is that when you're not investing in your kids every single week, if you're part of a church and your church has, I get it. If your church does not have young people, it's not needed. If your church has young people, every single week, you need to do something for them, just for them, every single week, because they're coming to church. Otherwise, if you're not doing something for them, guess what? They're feeling like they're being forced to go. But they don't feel forced to go if they're going because they want to be there. You feel me?
Yeah, that's right.
So the cool thing about what we would start at the church when I was there was that the kids, Willie, man, these kids, they loved freaking going to kids' church every single week. Yo, let me show you something right now, big dog. Let me show you something right now. Let me show you this because, and I think people need to see this, Joy, too. And this is just the example of what I believe needs to happen every single freaking week. So what I'm about to show you is and some people may have seen it. Hold up 1 second. Just a quick little example, and we're gonna get back to the conversation at hand. Hold on.
No, that's good. I want to see it.
Hold up. Bam. And it sucks what COVID did, man. COVID just came and just destroyed church. Like, let me rephrase that. Destroyed what? Actually, you know what COVID might have did? I was going to say it destroyed what we think of as church, but it kind of opened our eyes up to what church should be. You know, not being able to actually go to church has showed people that church is more than just a building.
That's right.
It's a community of people. And so people are now forced to try to find community again when we lost it because of the building.
That's right. That's right.
Hold up. I know.
So God will take our God sometimes will get our attention by force. You know what I'm saying? God will. Okay, now that I got your attention, I'm not saying that God brought the COVID and all that, but now that I got your attention, I'm going to capitalize it because I'm worried about the life to come. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You right. That's exactly it. So, all right, here we go. Let me show you this joint, y'all. So this is what I feel like church should be like every single week. This right here is every week. So when we were doing kids church, we had kids church almost every week. One time out of the month we did not, but that was only because the kids sung in the choir for the main service. But every other week we had kids church, right? So once a month during kids church, what we do is we bring something cool, like we either bring in a dope guest or we take them somewhere and do something fun. So let me just show y'all, man. This was kids church on a freaking daily basis, man. And this is for everybody. And what we did was actually like try to film stuff every single week too. Hold up. All right, bet. So let me make sure we here. All right, cool. So this right here, this was a week at kids church, my people. Oh, hold up. How did this happen?
Y'all had a science project and all that.
Bro, we invited a science guy who does science presentations to come in for kids church. Here we go. And I'm gonna commentate. This mess was crazy. Look at the smiles on the kids' faces.
Yeah. Look at that, bro. Look at that right there.
Enjoying church.
And they're raising their hands and all that. They want to participate. You see?
They want to be part of it. They want to be part of it. All right, let me pause it there. So look, that right there, right? That is, how in the world? There we go. That right there is an example of what went down like every single week. And I'm
That's
saying
dope.
every single church, obviously, every week you don't need to have a big old science project or something. But every single week, if we're not investing into the dang kids at the church, we're failing them, because every single week you're giving the adults something.
I know.
You're giving
I know.
the parents something. So why are you not giving the kids something?
When I was young, they used to just give us a coloring book and a crayon and just shut us up while our dad and mom was listening to the adult sermon. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, there's nothing new under the sun. Only difference is now they're getting tablets.
Yeah. Oh, snap.
It ain't no coloring book. It's the same thing. They just give them a tablet and put them in the corner, man. That's how it is.
Check this out. And not to toot my own horn or nothing like that, but check this out. Here's what I used to do. So check this out. In the height of the pandemic, right? You know me, man. I suffer from depression. I suffer from depression. But in the height of the pandemic, when nobody could go to church and all that, and everybody was, we were quarantined and everybody was just hiding out in their caves, man, God told me, you need to preach. And this is my bread and butter. You know, when I preach, I don't got another job. This is it. So, but God was telling me, you need to throw out some sermons, even if you don't get paid, even if you don't get donations or offering, you need to throw out. So what I would do, and I'm depressed, right? Because I'm not going out, and I suffer from depression. I couldn't see the counselor, whatever. And I'm in my room, man, and I just got a broken heart. Somebody just broke my heart. But God told me, yo, do some sermons. And I did 5 Facebook Live. It was a series. And not only that, bro, I did 5 little skits for the kids. And I brought out Shorty. What? Remember this? I brought out the tiger, man. Phony the tiger. Hi, kids. And I gave him 5 little sermons, man. My homeboy, he's a gangster, right? He's an ex-gangster, Brissetti. That's my man from Boston. He's a pastor now. He would have been my rival in the streets, but that's my man. And but he makes fun of me when I got this. He called me Creepy Will. Creepy Will for the kids. But it was God telling me, man. It was God telling me, do something for the kids. Don't forget the kids, man. And I got, I got my son. He's 17 now, but you know, it's for the young people too, for the young shorties, man.
Yep. So take us back, man. Take me back to the. So I want to know, how did you get to the gang life? Like you're 13, 14, 15 years old. Like, people know Evangelist Willie. People have. You know what? Do this for us, Willie. Do this for us, man. Do something that I don't know if people have seen you do. I want you to take us deep into your mind when you were part of that gang life, because again, people see such a surface level of you. They hear you preach, they see your post, they may see a picture of you and a celebrity, or a picture of you back when you had your light and you were in the old life with a gun and the gangs. They see those things. We don't really know what's going on in the mind of somebody, because guess what? Even in today, Willie, there's people right now who are in gangs. I got friends who are active in gangs, right? This is real. So you came from that. You were in that. If you could at least try your best to take us in your mind when you were actually in that life as a gang, in that gang life, surrounded by all that.
Yeah. So like I was saying, so then you start looking at the neighborhood street corner kids, and then you're like, whoa, I want to get what they have. I want that power. The cars would drive by and they'd be like, yo, what's up, or whatever. But they had on the jewelry, they had on the fresh sneakers. Back then it was like Pumas with the fat shoelaces. And so it started off like that, just looking up to these cats. But then we had for example, it was the neighborhoods would mix. So I grew up with the Latinos and the blacks, but in like 2 blocks down, it was all the white folks. So then the white folks versus the Latinos and the blacks, and we had to make up just partners to back us up. So it was like homies it started off with just homies, yo, you got my back because I gotta walk to the store. And vice versa. The white people were saying the same thing about us. Yo, you got my back, you know, we gotta take the kids to school or whatever. And so it started like that. But then that's when hip-hop music blew up, at least for me. And then NWA, Forget the Police, Straight Outta Compton. And then we see these cats wearing Chuck Taylors and Dickies. And so we just took what they was wearing. We started rocking Dickies. And then we're like, yo, so we got to make a gang. And I already had a little bit of knowledge of it from Chicago, just the knowledge, because I didn't come as a gang member. But I knew what's up here. So we're like, all right, so let's start our own gang now for protection. And let's throw in the colors and let's throw in the gang signs and let's do, you know, let's do all that. So, but it started off for real, just admiring these cats from the street corners and then just looking for protection. But then after that, all right, now we gotta get the money. Now we gotta get the jewelry. So we became robbers as well. Then it became a life of crime. You know, it started off with homies just protecting each other, listening to rap music. And then boom, it started off with, okay, now criminal activities. So because sin upgrades, you know, sin upgrades. It start off with a red cup in the party, and then now you're drinking a bottle of 40 ounce. You know, it starts off with a little bit of like this and a nickel bag, and now you know you smoking or you high all the time and drinking whatever. Starts off with a Playboy magazine back in the day, and now you having sex with every mom and every girl in the hood. You know, so that's what it happened with us. Where it started upgrading. It just started off with protection, homies, someone that we would die for, brothers. But then it started getting serious. Then we like, all right, let's get the cars, let's get the girls, and let's get the jewelry.
Yo, tell me right here. Tell me about this right here, Willie. Tell us about this. Tell us about that. What's the story behind? What's the story? No, not this. My bad.
I was gonna say that's when I was kind of cute.
not this one. Hold up. What's the story? How'd I even get that, yo? There we go. Okay. Once again, not that. We gonna get there. Hold up.
You're getting the cute profile ones. I'm single, so I'm trying to get girls, and I put the cute profile ones.
Tell us about this right here, Willie. Take us through this picture, man. What is going on here?
Okay, so right there, that's full blown NWA. Forget the police. That's full blown. We already set tripping. We got our gang name. We already got the colors. I'm not rocking it right there, but it's still like Mexican gangsters with the old school, and I got the beeper around my neck. But actually, man, like maybe 2 weeks later, that's when I was stabbed right here in that picture. Look at my eyes, bro. It's the eye of the tiger for real. But that's just full blown, like, yo, don't mess with me. You'll get pistol whipped, shot, or shanked.
Is this what around what age is this?
So maybe that's like almost 20, maybe 18, 19.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
Wow. And the type and the people, I guess the people you had around you at that time, like these specific people who you were involved with gangs and stuff with, are these people that you still know or know of, or you distance yourself, or like where's that?
To be honest, 6 of us remain friends, man. We're like brothers. One of them just died, man. They killed him in Miami last year for $120, man. Somebody shot him in the face, and then they shot him 4 times, man. So it was 6 of us. His name was Roland. Rest in peace. I can't wait to see him back in the kingdom. But and then one of them, Casper, he became a police officer. One of them is a nurse, bro. Other one is a truck driver, and one of them is a manager at Checkers, man. So we still boys, man, like 6 of us, but out of the 6, man, it spawned. It's one of the biggest gangs in South Florida, man. So, but the first 6 that kind of started it, man, we still boys, man. We still boys. In fact, we all came together for the funeral last year. But they all had the same mentality as me, right? So nobody can say nothing to nobody. Everybody had that same gangster mentality, listening to the same music, wanting the same goals and all that. So and we would just back each other up doing crime. My dad, bro, my dad was check this out. My dad was a getaway driver in one of our crimes, bro. My dad, bro.
Wow.
My mom used to tell me.
Wait, hold on. No, you can't slide past that, Willie. You can't zoom past that. What in the world?
My dad,
Ramos?
Check this out. So my dad, if you see him, he's playing the harmonica and he looks harmless right now. But my dad, bro, he used to shoot at random cars, like blah, blah, when he was in Chicago. And there was this Pentecostal church. Wow. And they were, in Spanish, is manda fuego, señor. Send fire from heaven, oh Lord. So my dad and his homeboy Toribio, they took a lighter, man, and they burnt the church down, bro.
What?
My dad was like that, man. He was cool with that. He never said I love you. You know, he's real tough. But it was in the blood, man, for us. It was in the blood. And even my mom's, man, God bless her. And she's the most Christian woman in the world right now. But I asked her if I can say this in my documentary, so I do. And she gave me permission. But even my mom, she used to say, hey, did you steal something from me today? Did you steal Red Door? Like, I used to steal perfumes. We had, like, organized crime, man. And I used to steal perfumes, VCRs, cell phones, camcorders, TVs. And my mom used to call me, hey, did you steal something from me today?
Wow.
Yeah, bro.
Wow. But that's again, that's where you guys were at in life at that time. You know, and a lot of that, I'm assuming, obviously, because of that transition and everything, you now enter into a life of poverty, right? You're in a poverty life, and people don't understand what not having will get people to do. Not having changes people. You know, not having is tough, and it sucks because other people who don't come from that life, who don't come from a life of not having, they don't know that they'll just look at somebody like who the person that you were, and just complete disgust, but not knowing the fact that, yo, this is hard, and we don't really understand that. I think now that this whole COVID thing happened, there's a lot more people now who didn't know who now know. Yeah. They know the plight of those who don't have. They know what the EBT is about. You know what I'm saying? They know what not getting your electricity cut off is about. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And even now though, if you get food stamps, it's all good because it looks like a credit card. But back then, it was embarrassing. It was monopoly money, bro. It was like,
son, my dad used to send me, Willie. My dad would send me to the store. I was in high school. I hated it. Willie, I was in high school. I hated it. He would give me the stamp. It was a freaking stamp. It was a food stamp. He would give me that joint. Be like, yo.
It was a red $10 bill.
Yeah. Yes, it was. And wait, and it didn't look nothing like money. So
everybody knew.
They knew what you had, and you had to
now you can just swipe it and just throw your 4 digits or whatever. But back then, bro, you had to break out the rainbow.
Oh, shoot. Wait, and didn't they give you change in food stamps?
That's why we had to hustle, man. There's no excuse and stuff. But you know, you from the hood, right? So then you got Bobos on. You got no-name brand shoes. And everybody got Adidas. Everybody got Converse. And everybody got Nikes. And you got Adidas with 5 stripes on them.
Yo, you have 5 stripes? I had Adidas with no stripes and missing letters, yo. Matter of fact, yo, I got clowned so hard in middle school, Willie. I got sent to school. I ain't had no shoes. My dad sent me. He was like, let's go get some shoes. I was like, oh, word, let's go. This dude took me right over to Payless. I said, Dad, we can't go to Payless. I can't show up in school with Payless sneakers.
No, bro.
I can mess with the Payless church shoes because don't nobody know the difference.
Yeah.
But the sneakers,
church shoes kind of look dope sometimes.
Yo, I can mess with that. Yeah, let's go with it, right? But the sneakers, Dad, he got me the Pro Wings, yo. They was Pro Wings. They had, I don't know if you know about Pro Wings. You remember
the Mom 100s? Yo,
I went to school with Pro Wings one day, Willie. I never went to school with them shoes on ever again in my life. I got destroyed going to school with the Pro Wings. They clowned the mess out of me. Yep. I went back to school with the old dirty shoes that had holes in them, but it said Nike. I didn't care. It didn't matter how it looked. At least it said Nike on it, yo.
Yeah,
poverty sucks, man. Growing poverty is
Prince had a song. Will Smith had a song. It says, there's no need to argue. Parents just don't understand. And then they sent them to school with bubbles on, with no name brand stuff. Hey, but check this out. I was reading an article the other day that the kids started going back to school. At least here in Florida, the kids are going back to school. And now they're getting bullied because their mask is just plain. So now the kids are getting bullied in school because they don't got a name brand mask, or they don't got like Bane from Batman. Now they get bullied because they got a whack mask on. Oh my goodness, it's never gonna stop.
It don't stop. I mean, that's kids, man. Like she said, Jeanette right here, she said kids are mean. Kids are mean as crap. It is what it is. I mean, hey, and we can't fake. Don't fake, because I know I was mean too. I ain't gonna fake. Like I mean, clearly we were mean too.
Yo, Pastor, you know what I did, Anthony? Man, this is BC. This is before Christ, man. I was a kid, well, teenager, man, but I robbed a mentally handicapped a girl, man. She was going knocking house to house with a cup, and for kids in distress or something. She had like $700, man.
I'm trying not to laugh. I'm sorry. I'm trying.
Yo, I had no respect. Hey, check this out.
I'm trying not to laugh.
Me and my homeboy, bro.
You gotta stop, Willie. Stop it. I can't. Give me a second to compose myself. I'm genuinely trying not to laugh. Okay, hold on. Because this is a horrible.
Yo.
I know this
Check this out. Yo, back in the hood, right? We don't have money, right? And I was romantic because my sisters, they said, yo, write the girls poetries, and they taught me how to match my clothes and bring them roses and chocolates. So I didn't have no money for chocolates and roses. And when I did have chocolates, I would eat it. Someone say amen. But you know what I would do, man, for the roses? Bro, I would stop at cemeteries and pick roses from somebody's tombstone.
No, Willie,
and
no.
I would give it to my girlfriend, man. Hey, honey. She's like, oh, you're so sweet.
Oh, no. Ew. That's horrible. That's horrible and disgusting.
That's why I'm still single. I'm cursed, bro. I'm cursed.
Oh my gosh, Willie, that's horrible. But hey, you had to do what you had to do. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. Living in poverty, man. Yeah. Poverty will get you to do anything. I used to be, I don't know if you know this aspect of me, but I used to be a serious thief.
I didn't know.
Yes. Back in freaking, hold up. Jeanette said, don't ever repeat that. Yo, hey, real quick. Hey, hold on, real quick side note. So I actually, the whole cemetery thing, this is a true story. I actually took, so it was this girl I was talking to, right? And so I legit thought this was a good idea. All right. I can tell you, because dang it, we can't throw stones. We
That's
both,
right.
But I told this girl, I was like, yo, let me take you on this little date, whatever. I was like 19. I legit thought it would be a good idea. I took her to the cemetery on the first date, I took her to the cemetery because I thought it'd be a good idea to walk around and look at the tombstones.
Oh, man, that's bad too, bro. That's bad.
I thought it was good. I was like, yo, what a great idea. I'll take her and we'll go and check out and look at some tombstones, look at the date. I legit thought that was a good idea.
If she was gothic, it would have been good, but not yet the regular chick.
she was beyond regular. She was like an EG Dub type chick. Like she was looking at me like, what the frick? She didn't get out the car, Willie. She didn't get out the car.
Hey, but wait, I think God likes you a little bit more because you got a Donna and I'm single.
No, hey, that trust me. It's not all peaches and cream. That's a whole nother live Facebook Live we can do on relationship. We'll do that one.
If I ever take you on a date, I'll bring real roses.
You got to.
You got to. Love offering.
But yo, so look, but I was saying, Dad, what was I talking about? I was like poverty. I was telling you about something.
About your that you took a girl to the cemetery.
Nah, before that, I was talking about the poverty thing. Anyway,
makes you do some crazy stuff.
Yeah, poverty. Anyway, so yeah, back to that. Poverty makes you do stupid stuff. Unfortunately, you know, it's people not everybody understands, and hopefully, you know, people like us and everybody who's watching who has experienced living in poverty, has experienced food stamps, has experienced electricity being cut, has experienced stealing because you need, and then that stealing because you need led to stealing because you want, and then that stealing because you want just leads to stealing just because. Like that's what I was saying. That's it. I used to be a thief, and so I used to. But the main thing is that when I was 13, and I was again same thing, kicking it with people from the neighborhood, right? And this was in Delaware. I was on the East Coast at this time, and kicking it from people from the neighborhood. And so it's me and two other dudes, right? And so we going out, and one of them was like, "Yo, let's go to his house." I was like, "Cool, let's go to his house." So we went to this dude's house, and they weren't home. So what we do? He pulled out a credit card, slid it in, up the joint open, and we like, I'm looking like, what in the world? So he walked in. I walk in with him. Long story short, that whole summer I learned how to break into homes, and I broke into homes. That whole summer I spent breaking into homes. It was so bad because I would go in there. It got to a point where I wasn't breaking into homes because I wanted something. Willie, my mom would leave the house. I'd be home alone, and I would go out and I would break into homes just because I wanted to be inside of somebody else's house. I was literally walking around in people's house, turning on their TV, going in their freezer, going in the refrigerator. I would literally take food out, put it in their microwave, and eat it.
Wow.
Literally. And
but
so
look at the psychology on that. Wow.
True. And what killed the breaking and entering thing that I was doing, it didn't kill the stealing right away. But one day we was out, and one of our friends, right? Our friends, we knew that they was leaving. Him and his family was leaving on vacation. So we was like, "Cool, yo, let's hit their spot." So we went, knocked on their door, right? Because you know we got to make sure nobody there. So we nobody answered. Knock again. So I knock again. Boom, knock again. Nobody answered, right? So check it. Nobody was there. So we took the car, right? And the way the car works is we slide the car into the top part. If the top part, if the bolt, if the bolt is on, if we go down, the bolt is on, we can't get in. So we leave. So first we tried to stick it in the bottom part just to try to break in, push it in. It didn't work. We was like, what's going on? So we slip it to the top, and the bolt was on. So it's like, dang, right? So we all left. Check this out. About 30 minutes later, we come walking around the corner. The whole block is filled with cop cars.
Whoa.
And it's right in front of the house we was just trying to break into. And so we was like, oh, shoot, play it cool. So we took our cars that we was trying to break in with, and we quickly tossed them into the bushes on the side. And we just kept walking. Then the police came. They walked right up to us. They was like, hey, you, come here. They called us over, and praise God it wasn't freaking 2020 because I might have been shot and dead. But Dude, and that's another story in itself. But they called us over, and they brought us up. They brought all three of us up to the house that we tried to break into. Right? Listen to this. This messed me up. And I know you have a similar story. They walked to the house we were breaking into. They opened the door, and when they opened the door, it was my friend's dad standing there, and he was big. He big dude. He had dreads, and he came over to us and he said, "Listen, I gotta tell you guys, all three of you almost died today." And we was like, we was scared. We was like, "What are you talking about?" He said, "I have my gun pointed at that door, and because I heard someone trying to break into my house, and I had the gun pointed at my door, and I swear I was gonna shoot as soon as I'd heard something." Wow. But he said, something told me to look outside into the peephole. Something told me to look in the peephole. And when I looked out in the peephole, I saw you guys standing there trying to break into my house. Wow. And you're so lucky that I knew each and every one of you, because you would have been shot. And I was the one, Willie. I was the one with the card pushing it in.
Wow, look at that, brother.
So it was crazy. And then what eventually happened from that, they decided, the dude decided not to press charges because he knew us, which he could have, which would have messed my life up too. Yeah. And he didn't. Wow. And so I was like, man, I'm never breaking the house again, man. Never doing that.
Bro. Wow, look at that. Imagine that, man. Just like that, anything can go wrong, or just like that, man. I was telling my mom today, man, because they're moving in 1 week, but they're trying to get an apartment around here so they won't have to move to Miami. But I told my mom anything could happen in 3 days, because a Jewish carpenter was murdered Friday, hung from a tree, and resurrected Sunday. So anything could happen just like that, man, you know. But it goes both ways, man. You know what happened with me? I used to get turned on when I would steal. It was a turn on. And I don't want to, say how, because maybe I don't know who's watching, but I would get turned on by the feeling of stealing from somebody else.
Wow.
Yeah, bro.
That's when you know that's when you know how deeply spiritually you are invested into that. Like, it's a deep, you're not invested, rooted. Like, that's when you know there's a spirit that you're completely rooted in, if something like that is actually happening from the idea of sin. Sin is enticing you like that. That's
it's crazy, man. That's how I felt, man. And I loved it. It was a high, man. I tell the kids now, there's no high like the most high God, man. And I was high many times, man, but there's no high like Jesus. But yeah, man, it would turn me on for some reason, man. I used to love it that much.
That's incredible, man. So when you were actually, I know you do have actual story, and maybe we should save this for the documentary, because I'm assuming it might be in the documentary that you're coming out soon. By the way, when is that documentary dropping?
So we just had a meeting, man. So it's going to be dropping January 2021. They still got to edit. We're working on the soundtrack right now. The video comes out in 2 weeks. The main soundtrack for the movie, the main single for the movie. Yeah, January 2021. We're gonna do it right, man. I don't want to make like a cheesy, Christian movie. Unlike yours, man. Your movies are dope, man. In production, the quality and everything. But when you see, even my first movie was kind of cheesy like that, because I didn't know better. I didn't have the resource. But I don't want to do that again, man. I want to do something. I think God deserves the best that we have, man. So
always.
So we're gonna take our time. So January 2021. It's already filmed. I filmed it in a boxing ring, in the cemetery as well. We went back to Chicago. We went back to the streets in Miami. Wow. Yeah. But we're gonna do it right. So January 2021. But the single comes out. You can buy it on iTunes in 2 weeks. Life, Death, and Resurrection.
We're looking forward to that, man. I know the documentary is going to be crazy. I know your story is just, and I'm sure the documentary itself cannot fully encapsulate your entire story, but you do your best. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
especially with the edit, it's hard to take a lifetime and put it in an hour or 2 hours.
And you know what we try to do, Anthony? I wanted to tell everything in one documentary, man. It was like 6 hours, man. But But my mentor said, check out what my mentor said. He said, never in your life has your ministry been more important than now, where suicide is a fashion, where suicide is in style. So that's what we dealt with in the movie. So we broke it down to an hour and a half, maybe, from 6 hours of footage. I was going to talk about the corruption in there and people messing with me. But we just focused on my 2 suicide attempts and when I was going to die last year. So my life, death, and resurrection.
Listen, man, I want that to be saved for this documentary because I know that's going to be powerful, and I know the way that you're going to be able to encapsulate it into this video is going to be exactly what people need to hear, especially now because when you're talking about suicide, you're talking about depression. Has it ever been more rampant than today?
I know, bro.
Has it ever been more deep than today? Like, especially now, like we were talking about earlier, how so many people now are experiencing things in life that they haven't before because of COVID. Poverty, losing family members, being sick, losing their jobs and finances are just hurt. Man, we can go on, and the devil is smiling.
Yeah,
the devil is smiling because he's destroying people's hope. And when hope is destroyed, that's when you start thinking about suicide.
Yeah. The Bible says hope deferred makes a man sick. So that's exactly what happened. Look at the COVID-19. It was anti-biblical in the sense of everything. For example, we're made in the image of God. Now we got to hide our image. And then it is not good for man to be alone. Now we got to quarantine. So everything that I would hold on to, like, yo, I need someone to hug. Man, I was alone dealing with my demons, man. And then Satan was whispering in my ears, you see, it ain't worth it. Life ain't worth it. And I'm over here alone in my house listening to cookies or listening to crickets and listening to demons, man. And even in quarantine, man, I thought about it twice, man. In quarantine, when I was preaching and when I was doing the puppets for the kids, I was crying at night and nobody knew that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knew. But praise God, man. Here I am still standing. To God be the glory. So we're going to focus on that. So my documentary would be suicide prevention.
That's powerful. That's powerful. That's needed. And I'm excited about checking it out. Obviously we'll follow up on that. Maybe we'll have to do a part 2 of this conversation after it comes out to talk about it. Maybe we'll watch a clip or 2 of the documentary to whet people's appetites a little bit, so they can see what is Google doing over here. You ever talk are you got iPhone or are you an Android guy?
I got iPhone. I like Android though, but I got the iPhone.
Oh, we ain't even friends no more, man. I can't even be your friend. I can't even
the Android. Okay, now we back.
I can't associate with you Mac people, man. Oh my goodness. I tried to go Mac. I couldn't do it, man. I was like, I would have had to do it a long time ago to learn it. Yeah, to learn. Do you use a Mac computer too, or is it just PC?
No, I can't even mess with a Mac computer. No. Okay. So I just got a regular computer, but when it comes to editing, I use a regular computer. But only because I'm used to now the iPhone just to do my cartoons and all that. I do my cartoons in the app that I have on the iPhone. That's why. And I try to get it on the Android, but they didn't have it.
Exactly. Jeanette said Android is where it's at. Whoever Jeanette is, yo, you my new best.
Me and Jeanette are classing.
Word. Yeah, she my new best friend too, Willie. I can mess with her. I can mess with her. Roger,
she's cool.
I got Raja watching. He said many folks in their thoughts, emotions, trying to figure out the next move. Family, finance, itself. Let's talk a little bit about that now, man. Like the next move with regard to what's happening in our world. What's your time looking like, man? You good?
I'm good, homie.
Yo, because I said we chilling tonight, man. I said this is Friday.
After the party, it's the hotel lobby. And
hey, hold up. You preaching tomorrow? Are you doing anything? Or you straight?
No, I'm not. I got my Sabbath off tomorrow.
Perfect. So you good, yo? We chilling. We chilling too.
Hey, night, baby. We used to break night for the world. We could break night for the Lord.
Let's get it, man. This is the Sabbath after hours tonight, man. Live in studio G. Bam. Let's get it.
Friday
but
Night
yo,
Live, baby. Friday Night Live.
word. Hey, Jeanette says she got stories too. Should we invite Jeanette? You want to come on with us?
Yeah, bring her on.
Jeanette, come on. Yo, let me know if you want to come on, and I'll drop you a link. Just let me know, and I'll drop you a link. You can join us in this conversation. All right, I'll drop you a link. But you know, that's a female. You know how ladies are. You got it's kind of late at night for the ladies. You know, they already wrapped up their head. You know, they put their bonnets on. You know, they took the makeup off. So I don't know.
About it though. She's about it.
Yeah, she said now. Yes, now, girl.
Come on.
Yes.
Bring out Key.
Get
what
your
about
hair.
My niece? What about Gigi? She said that or no?
No, don't ask her no questions. Let her get on so you can talk to her.
Yeah.
Make her get on. Get on.
Who Gigi?
She said I'm cute no matter what.
Yeah, I seen her pictures.
Cool. Hey, well, get your cute behind on the computer and let's join the conversation so we can talk. So Willie, today, man, let's dive into today, man, before we talk about some other things. 2020 has been a trip. 2020 has been no freaking joke. The first thing that messed me up in 2020, then I said, okay, bet. So the first thing, hold up, I don't know how to hold on. Let me get her hold on one sec, Willie.
All right.
We gonna get Jeanette on here, y'all. Facebook, YouTube, we gonna get Jeanette on here. All right, I'm sending you a link, Jeanette. I'm sending you a link right now. Just click that link, all right? Click that link and come on. Don't be sharing that link with nobody either. We ain't trying to let everybody up on this day. It's exclusive.
Somebody said that they were Zooming the other day, a pastor, and somebody jumped in and started cursing while he was preaching.
Really?
Yeah, bro.
See, that's why I like this platform. I'm on StreamYard right now, man. StreamYard is like different platform. It's like it's a bit safer, cooler. You know what I'm saying? So I can mess with that. Right. Anyway, so Jeanette, there you go. You got the link. Hopefully she'll join us. But so as we're waiting on her, the suspense is building for the Jeanette appearance. What's 2020? I want you to think back to like January 2020 till now, right? Sum up your 2020. It's like sum it up. What has 2020 been like for you?
You know what happened to me, Pastor Anthony? So I was gonna die last year.
Hold up.
That's in the documentary too. And
hold up, Pastor. Hold on. We got Jeanette in the building.
What's up, Jeanette?
Hey,
how you doing?
I'm fabulous. Cracking up with you too.
Hey, we appreciate you coming through. How you doing?
Fabulous.
Hey, Jeanette, you gorgeous.
Are you serious? That's all you got?
I fixed myself. I fixed myself in case I would have gotten invited. So
look at that.
That's what's up. Hey, Jeanette, I want to know. I just asked Willie. I'm gonna get back to Willie, but since you joined us, yo, how has your 2020 been, man? 2020's been crazy stupid. Like, what's 2020 been like for you?
Well, when you were talking about church, I have to say church has been the best experience with COVID for me.
Wow. Why? Tell, please. Why? Why is that? Why? Tell us why. Why has church been a great experience for you?
Well, we were doing cells, so people are going to other people's houses. I hear like typing or eating. Somebody typing at your house, Anthony?
I'm hands free. I ain't nobody typing. Willie, you typing over there?
I hear it too.
You hear it?
What do you mean you hear it? No, somebody lying.
Hey.
Hold on, time out. Let's get to the bottom of things. Hold on.
Hey, I'm like that, yo.
Are you on?
I'm like the whole time you guys are talking, I'm like, somebody's typing everything you're saying.
Are you serious? Are you want to Willie? You got a earpiece or anything in?
I can put one on if you need it.
Maybe that'll help. Try that if you can. Because Jeanette about to bring the heat. She said, look, I'm tired of hearing freaking. I'm tired of hearing typing, okay?
She's flipping the script on us.
But Jeanette, so, hey, yeah.
She got a little hood in her, though. She got to see it. She got the little hood in her. Where you from, Jeanette?
Brooklyn. Oh, okay.
She's from Brooklyn Zoo. All right.
Is that where you at now?
What about now?
I'm in Tampa.
Okay.
I don't hear it anymore.
I don't hear no more.
That was you, Willie. It was you.
Speaking of poverty, speaking of poor stuff. Hey, wait a minute. So Tampa's only 2 hours away from me.
Well, are you closer to Kissimmee?
No, I'm in Claremont, so I think it's exactly 2 hours.
Probably.
Are you single?
Oh, hold on. Where we going? Where we going with that? We trying to get
never mind. Hold on, my bad. Okay, go.
Who else watching want to join us right now? Let me know. I'm gonna drop you a link. I'm gonna drop you a link.
Connection. Hook me up, Anthony.
But hey, if you single and ready to mingle, go ahead and let me know and we'll drop a link for you.
That's funny.
Hey, but Jeanette, you in Tampa, so is Florida COVID life? Is it safe? Like, are you guys out there? You guys doing things, or is it still locked down? Kind of.
They just announced today that all the restaurants are full blown open, full capacity, the whole nine, and masks are optional. You don't even have to wear a mask.
Wow. So,
but I actually work at an Adventist academy at North Tampa Christian Academy. Willie, are you still there? Okay. He disappeared. But North Tampa Christian Academy is an Adventist school, and the majority of the kids are starting to come in, even though they have the option of doing online. So they kind of do a little bit of a hybrid, but the majority want to be there present. They really miss their friends.
What do you think? You're a teacher?
I'm a teacher's aide. Nice.
So what is your thoughts on kids and school right now? Is it a safe environment, or for the most part for kids to kind of be active in school? Is it still a little shaky? Is there certain precautions that are being taken? What's that like?
Good question.
Well, first of all, I think it's sometimes safer to have your kids in school than being at home, being homeschooled, because some parents might just want to kill their kids. But
that's
right there.
That's me.
Right there, him.
Yo, yeah, I don't know if they're gonna make it to the next grade, Jeanette. I'm homeschooling right now. It's crazy.
Man. I heard it's tough. I mean, I did 1 week. We did 1 week. The whole school was closed down, trying to follow the county, but then the conference decided that we're gonna just keep doing our own thing, kind of thing. So we did plexiglass on the table. So there's like a plexiglass that's crossing over. It's like cut into 4. So each kid is inside of a plexiglass triangle, kind of. Wow. with a mask. And they put hand washing stations at all the doors. So if you go outside for like a mask, because we do mask breaks too. So they go outside, and then I have to have them all wash their hands and then come back inside. They have hand sanitizing little machines right at the doors of the classrooms. No one has gotten sick. Like, as far as even the flu, nobody's gotten a cold. So people are legit washing their hands for the first time in a long time, probably.
What's the ages, like age range? Is it elementary?
No, it's up to 12th grade, and then they have an early childhood center, so infants all the way to preschool as well, in a separate building.
Wow.
It's a thriving academy. It's legit. Well, Willie has been there.
Yeah,
the Ghetto Preacher.
I did a week of prayer there. Hey,
I missed it. I didn't even get to go, but
you were living there at the time?
I was working there.
Oh, you were on the other side with the young kids.
The little ones, yeah.
Oh,
I don't know if they can handle you, but I think we should have the little kids listen to
Hey, but I got hi kids.
Nah, Creepy Willie. No, Creepy Willie, no. No.
Just don't bring that with roses either.
I bring this one.
You got a week of prayer. You got to stop at the cemetery real quick.
I got you, I got you with the cemetery flowers. Watch. Don't worry.
And that, just make sure the next day you go on, they don't take you there.
Hey,
I don't know what you were thinking about taking that girl on a date to the.
I thought it was a good idea at the time, Jeanette.
I'm trying to figure that one out.
Hey, but you know what would have been dope? Because sometimes in the tombstones, they got like little stories and stuff like that. So maybe, or no.
You know what?
No. Jeanette said, heck no.
There's nothing cute about the cemetery.
I'm trying to help my man out. You know what I mean?
Hey, Willie, it's all good. I gave up on it. It's cool. We can kill that one.
Yeah,
okay. A nursing home probably would have been a better option.
Yeah, that's what we do with the Pathfinders. We go to nursing homes.
Yeah.
But listen, Anthony, you mentioned something about churches. I was communicating with Willie about how when I was younger, I got baptized when he got it off.
I'm here, go ahead.
Okay. I got baptized when I was 20. I didn't grow up in a church either, and my parents were party animals, so I grew up in a crazy environment myself. But once I started going to church, I would just question the leaders of the church as far as, why are you guys watching how long the girls' dresses are, or if they're wearing pants, or, I was really following all the norms, but it didn't affect me, but it affected me in the sense that they were doing it to all the other youth. And I got a message from a girl that when she's probably 43 now. Yeah, she's 43 because I went to go visit her in Connecticut not too long ago. But when she was a teenager, they pushed her out the door. Literally, like they didn't want her in church because she was doing everything that wasn't what the church wanted her to do. She had a crazy life. Like she was in the streets, she got pregnant young. She had like 4 kids and she just graduated from nursing school and she's a nurse now. She got her bachelor's in nursing. And she said to me, she goes, you were the only one. And I didn't even know that. And it was just me fighting for them. And she goes, you were the only one that stood up for me. And everybody else would judge me. And you would take me to the Greater New York conferences. Remember that, Willie?
Camp Berkshire.
Yes, Camp Berkshire. I used to take them to the one in AUC. What was it called? Southern New England Conference.
Yeah, that's right. Where the Ellen White pulpit is at, or something like that. Yeah,
something like that. Yeah, AUC's closed now, but yeah, it's just such a.
When they needed her the most, is when she was abandoned.
Man, I fought with elders, pastors of the church. I got erased from the books once because I have such a big mouth. And now I go to a church that it's like I went to the sermon after leaving. I left church when I moved to Florida back in 2002. I came back to church through a lot of prayer and some of my friends telling me, hey, go back to church. And me fighting with God about it. But I went to the church I attend now, Life Spring Adventist Church, great church. The pastor, he just like hit the nail on the head when he said to me, or not to me, I felt like he was talking to me, but he said that some of the churches prefer to add a 4th person to the Trinity before changing the carpets in the church. I was like,
wow.
I was like, oh my God. I'm like, that's exactly what I've been feeling all my life. Like he just put it into words.
It's almost like it's easier to go to heaven than to go to church.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Say it again. Wait, hold on. That's a Facebook quote. Say it one more time.
It's almost. I think I got it from someone else though. I don't think that was original. Because that's good. Put
it in quotations. Unknown author.
Okay, unknown.
Yeah.
But it's easier. It's easier to go to heaven now than church. My brother was kicked out of church. I did a video about it the other day because of long hair. And I tell the kids, we don't have deacons in our churches, man. We have bouncers.
Oh my gosh, tell me about it. But where I'm at right now is so different so I've heard people say about our church, about our Life Spring Church, oh, they're not part of the conference. They're not part of the conference. They can't be part of the conference because they're not doing things the way other churches do. Like, we're very non-traditional. I say non-traditional, but like when I say non-traditional, like some of my friends that grew up in the Spanish church, because they're like one of the strictest people, the Spanish churches, they like so judgmental. They probably wouldn't even like step a foot in that church because they think we're heathens because, you know, we play the drums. People preach with jeans on. There's some people that have tattoos. You can't tell them to take them tattoos off their body. That tells a story. That's why I was like, don't take that necklace off. Don't take it off.
Amen.
Check this out. When they say you ain't part of the conference, you be like, yep, I ain't part of the conference. I'm part of the kingdom. That's
right.
Hey, check
and
this
we
out.
do have a kids ministry that's off the chain.
Who's the pastor there?
Right now is Alex Voigt, young guy. I'm old enough to be his mother.
Hey,
know.
but check this out. One of the biggest compliments that somebody can give me, and I get this a lot, are you Adventist? I'm like, wow, what a compliment, because I am. I'm Seventh-day Adventist from my head to my feet, but I'm a Christian first. You know what I'm saying? I believe in our doctrines. I do. I believe in the writings of Ellen White. Yeah, I even got her action figure.
That looks like a Simpsons character.
Really?
Is that Marge Simpson?
What is that?
That's Ellen White holding the Bible.
That is not. Oh, shoot.
It's like,
no.
I was like, I saw that. I was like, the Simpsons.
I'm sorry. I'm SDA all the way, man, but I'm a Christian first. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
My denomination does not define me. Jesus does.
Amen.
I just wish I knew who was watching, because I'll tell you some stories, but I gotta be, safe. Zip it, lock it, put it in my pocket for now.
No, this is a no safe zone. This is a no safe zone, right, Pastor?
It's all good. It's all
Studio G. This is Studio G.
Pastor Anthony, right? You a pastor? I wasn't sure if you were a pastor.
You know what? I'm in the ministry, so some people call.
I call him a pastor because in my darkest time, when I wanted to commit suicide, he ministered to me, him and his wife.
Amen.
And he checked up on me, and he cried with me. He let me cry with me. He showed empathy. And I that's why I love, out of respect, I call him Pastor Anthony.
In our church, they made me stop saying pastor. Like, call me Alex. And I'm like trying to, make myself say it again. But I lost my train of thought.
Well, let's take a second to shout out Felipe, man. We got Felipe. He said, "Hi, brothers. Happy Sabbath for me here in Brazil. Whoa. I really like Sunset Friday channel. Can you give me a shout out?" We shouting you out, Felipe.
Felipe, obrigado. That's all I know in Brazil, in Portuguese. You guys are beautiful people, though. You guys are beautiful, the Brazilian peoples.
Hey, hold on now. You use the word beautiful to define Brazil. Now, I just want to take a moment to stay Christian, but I want to step out of the Christian bubble for a second. Yo, Brazil though? I'm a Willie Brazil though. Now, look, my wife is here. She upstairs. I hope she hears me.
What?
Brazil though?
But what?
All I'm saying is it's a blessed country. I hope because I love my faith, I don't visit Brazil on purpose. So I wanna maintain. Yeah.
Because
some places are harder than others to be a Christian.
No, I feel you.
That's all I'm saying.
Beautiful Telemundo looking mommy.
Be careful what your eyes see, Be careful what your little eyes see. And I know. Yeah.
Beautiful. They got beautiful Telemundo mommies like Jeanette.
Thank you. I don't like Telemundo because they be like exploiting women too much.
Hey, and Telemundo is racist because they don't have black Latinos. Huh? And that's in our culture. We got black Latinos. And in Telemundo, I don't think I've never seen a black Latino as a star in it.
What do you mean? Is black Latino like dark skin, very dark skin? Okay. So hey, I have a question. All right, so both
I have cousins as dark as you, Anthony.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, they must be black.
They're amazing. They're amazing.
They Afro-Ricans. They Afro-Ricans.
Hey,
Afro-Latinos.
Yes. So from a black man, to my Hispanic brothers and sisters right here, right? I have a question for you. I want to from your perspective, being Hispanic, especially being Hispanic here in the States, what is your thoughts on what's happening in our society with regard to the African American culture and everything that's happening within that? Like, because I'm black, I know what black people think. I know what I think. I know what I'm going through. I know what things are going through. Hispanics also have their ride in our country, and their issues as far as what we deal with or what you deal with. But from your perspective, being Hispanic and looking at your fellow minorities, your African American brothers and sisters, what is your thought on what you're seeing in our world right now? Just your personal opinion, no right or wrong. Remember, this is we on Studio G. Talk about it.
Jeanette, you first?
Sure. I was having a conversation today with somebody about this. I think in my opinion, I think it depends on your upbringing. I'm always the kind of, I don't like conflict too much if I don't know the whole story. So somebody wanted me to tell them my opinion about, what was her name? Breonna
Taylor.
So, I heard some people saying, well, her boyfriend shot at the cops, and I was listening to, what's his name? Charles Barkley. He was talking about that. He's like, I'm not gonna say I'm sad that she died, but it doesn't justify the fact that he shot at the cops. So, hey, they look for it, kind of thing. I could side with that, but I don't know the whole story. I wasn't there. And just like the whole political campaign, I don't like to get involved because people get emotionally charged. And that's when I just take a step back, because I don't want people to try to force their opinion on me. And I'm never going to force my opinion on anybody else. But I grew up in Brooklyn, predominantly black neighborhood. My best friends were black. I hung out with my friends, black people and Puerto Ricans, mainly in Connecticut, because after I left Brooklyn, when I was finishing up 8th grade, I moved to Connecticut, where my school was predominantly white. That's my first experience of feeling like a minority ever. And I felt, people were, discriminating against me. But I'm not a person that gets all bent out of shape over stuff. I'm like, whatever, I don't care. My attitude gets in the way before my color gets in my way. My hair doesn't look so curly because I did a Brazilian, what do you call that? I forgot what something that you do in your hair. But I just, I had friends of all kinds, and I have cousins that are Puerto Rican that don't like white people. My father was racist against black people. He used to say, "I so negro," or "so molleto."
I just learned today, Jeanette and Willie, that I didn't realize this, that there are some Hispanics who are literally racist towards black people.
I read that in one of your comments. I read that. So
I didn't realize that. I saw, because I showed this video that the other day about a woman. The headline says a white woman throws a bottle at a black woman while she's jogging, hits her with the bottle, and then yells at her, calls her the N-word, and says, "Get out, go back to Africa," right? And so I'm like, I showed that video. We talked about it. And then a comment, a woman that I know that follows me as well, she's Hispanic, and she commented and said, actually, the woman in the video, she probably wasn't white. She was actually probably Hispanic, very light Hispanic. I said, why do you say that? She said her name was, her name is, let me show you right now. Her name is De Laguna. I'm not sure. But she said that she looks like she could potentially be Hispanic, and I was like, why would a Hispanic person throw a bottle at a black person, call him an N-word, tell him to go back to Africa? That doesn't make sense to me. And she said, well, there are Hispanic people who are racist against blacks. I did not know that.
And this is just pure ignorance.
Racist, huh?
Yep, it's ignorance, because when you grow up hearing that and you think it's normal, you're going to talk like that. But for whatever reason, I did not take to it, because all of my friends were black, because I was like the only Puerto Rican in my class, and everybody else was black, and my best friends were black. One was, in fact, the first time I ever met a Seventh-day Adventist was in 8th grade. And she was like telling me her religion. I'm like, what was the name of your church again? Seventh-day Adventist. It took me, I don't know how many years, but I ran into some again and got baptized when I was 20. But yeah, my father used to say so many things and it used to bother me. Like he used to be like, oh, look at that guy with them big old lips or the big old nose. Look at that afro. And I'm like, how could you hate people so much? Like I couldn't see it because I was always around it and it bothered me. And if he says anything now, I just look at him, but I try to be respectful of my parents, you know, but I'm like, oh my God.
But you're Puerto Rican, ¿verdad? And so your dad's Puerto Rican? Wow.
My dad's side of the family are like Spaniards and French. So they're like fair skinned. My mother's side is African and Indian. So it's like, you know, my mother's aunts and uncles, some of them were light skinned, but some of them are dark with afros. So it's like,
right. Like, well, I don't think no Puerto Rican should be racist because we come from African blood. It's Africa, Spaniards, and Taino Indians. So it's hypocrisy. You know, respect to your father and all that. But with racism, we felt in my hood we felt the same as the blacks. It wasn't the blacks getting more beat up than the Latinos. I got hit with a belly club by a cop. Me and my boy Roland that died, and they used to harass me as well, like they would harass. So in my neighborhood, it was the same thing. You were Latino and you were black. You were black. You were Latinos.
Yeah, and that was my group. That was my people that I hung out in high school. I mean, we had some white guys and girls. The really cool ones that didn't care about color, you know, but those that cared about color, they were like, oh, I see that group of people. Those are the troublemakers. We weren't troublemakers, but we also had the emos, you know, we had the smokers. Back then, they used to let people smoke in high school. So we had that group of people.
I have to remember that. That was back in the day when the world didn't really care. You know, our world has gotten a lot more health conscious. Like, to be honest, like their whole, maybe it's a trend or something. I don't know if it's gonna last.
They're trying to be like us Adventists and add 7 years to their life. That's all.
Right. Yeah, that's what
they're doing. They're doing stuff that Sister White wrote about 100 years ago.
Just saying.
Wait, show the Simpsons march. The Simpsons
Wait.
Ellen White / Simpson.
Don't eat meat. Don't eat meat. Don't eat meat.
My son wants to become vegetarian now.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah, the school only does vegetarian food, so he's like, "Why can't we be vegetarian?" I'm like, "Go ask your father."
Yo, my son when he saw Forks Over Knives on Netflix, that moment he stopped eating meat himself. I was still eating meat, and he's like, "No, thank you, Dad." He was eating broccoli, and
how old was he?
He was like 7 at the time.
Wow, and he never went back.
He never went back, as far as I know. I haven't seen him in a minute, man. Not because I don't want to, just because some drama over there in his camp. But as far as I remember, when he used to come here for the summer, he never ate meat with me.
Wow.
Hey, so I want to get anybody watching, man. We want to get somebody else on here live with us, man. We just kicking it tonight. It's a Friday night. I don't know if Jeanette got a bedtime or nothing, but she's riding with us. So we got
to her cool church.
Yeah. This is the new church right now. So if anybody wants to join us, let me know. I'm gonna drop you a link in your DM so you can join us in this conversation. But since we have a lady here, Willie, I think it would be nice to get a woman's perspective on another topic and conversation. That particular topic conversation is in reference to men, right? Yeah, I know. But you might as well say something about it, okay? You might.
Let me get my charger.
She got a portable charger too.
And Jeanette might need backup. So if there's any ladies watching and you want to join her, let me know. I'm gonna DM you a link so you can join us. But Jeanette, I want to know something, man. Like this is a kind of a man-woman kind of a question conversation type of thing. But my thing is this, right? And I'm not sure. Well, first of all, let me get some context. Are you single or are you not single?
Oh my gosh, I wish I knew who was online so I could tell you.
Uh-oh. What? What?
Okay. I'm separated.
Okay. All right,
Or I
cool.
could have just said it's complicated.
It's complicated. We'll go with that. We'll go with complicated. But you know what? This is actually cool because it gives a great perspective in that complicated stage. A great perspective. Wait, hold on. We got Riza. Is it Riza? Riza's watching. She said, enjoying you all. Watching from Inglewood, New Jersey. Let's go.
Brooklyn and New Jersey.
Hey, y'all see me?
I'm in Tampa. No.
We see an avatar of you, Willie. We see an avatar. Look, we need you and Ellen White to get your act together. Look, he done left. He'll be back. All right, so Jeanette, as Willie's getting his act together, him and Ellen White, your perspective and your thought on men in relationship, you know, because I think today, right now, unfortunately, and I would love to hear Willie's thought on this too, but unfortunately, I think that our world is kind of devaluing the man. Okay, devaluing the man, meaning a lot of things that we'll see now in our culture and in society. And again, this is my opinion. You may even disagree, but in our society, I think men are not the man of being a husband, the man of being a family man, the man of being a support system or a supporter, the man of being a provider. All of those are types of aspects of a traditional man that is not really portrayed as much today. A lot of times now, and again, it's about to get testy here, okay? The independent woman, right? The independent woman, I think is good, but I think it's also so. I think it's good, but I also think that it's so lifted that the independent woman is now taking over the idea that they can also be a submissive wife to a husband, the same as a husband can be a support system to the woman. Now, this is a testy thought, testy subject. What is your thoughts on the idea of the independent woman, and has society taken that role as independent woman and made it too big, or is it just right, or is it not enough?
We're talking about Christian relationships here.
We talking about whatever you want to talk about, Brooklyn. Let's go. What you?
Come on, Brooklyn. Where's Inglewood? Somebody called from Inglewood when I hung up, right?
Yeah. We got Riza watching from Inglewood, New Jersey.
Hi, Riza. God bless you, ma.
So, in my own personal opinion, I have a thing about women that want to be the supposed independent, like feminist movement / borderline lesbian type of mentality. And I'm not trying to dog on anybody that's, into that stuff, more, that's on you guys, whatever. But, I was in a meeting with some church ladies, and these ladies had gone to this, like a seminar about marriage, about how to be a wife. And one of the main questions was, but did you have sex with your husband? Wow. In other words, not to be, inappropriate, but the problem today is that women think that they shouldn't be submissive to their husband, but at the same time, men are poorly leading a household at the same time. So if there's no love, there's no respect. If there's no respect, there's no love. And everybody's going to always be at odds because, the women need that love, but the men need that respect. So it's like nowadays, like the girls that were there, I was the oldest one there. I'm always the oldest one in the younger group, but I'm always in the midst because I feel young. And they have this mentality, these younger generation. They're like, what do you mean submissive? What are you talking about? I said, look, I'm going to use my mother as an example. My parents are not Christian. They don't go to church, but I wouldn't want to choose anybody else other than my mother as an example of a woman who lives righteously and who respects my father and in every way. It's like, man, you guys need to learn these things because and at the same time, there's such a pandemic going on within our own church. Okay, I'm going to use pandemic because
good word.
We're not looking and focusing on the situation with men these days, especially in our own churches. There's no accountability. There's just like, okay, and somebody had mentioned, one of your people that are watching, about today's problems in our, I don't know what he said, but I said emotional abuse is one of the biggest things in our churches that nobody ever wants to talk about.
It's taboo.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm gonna straight up say, but the Bible is clear. Like, let's not just talk about divorce with regards to adultery. Let's talk about divorce because you're abusing your spouse, whether you're a man or a woman. And everybody wants to turn the cheek, and everybody wants to try to pray for your marriage. They want to, oh, why don't you guys get counseling? But if the person doesn't want to do it, hello, you know, there's a problem. You know, we got to look at what the Bible is clear as far as, you know, love and respecting your spouse, especially your wife, you know, and the woman too, being submissive and not being, you know, oh, you stay home and I'm going to work for a living. And when I get home, I'm going to go get my nails done. I'm like, hello, you have a responsibility as a wife. Take care of your man too.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Say it. Wait, say it one more time for those in the back.
Testify.
You have a responsibility too. I received that. And obviously, oh, go ahead.
But the part that I was talking about with the girls being at that seminar when they kept saying, but did you have, and I say it like this without no shame, but did you have sex with your husband? Women want to punish their husbands. And that's like the biggest mistake you could actually make, because you are disrespecting your husband.
By holding sex, you mean?
Yes, in my opinion, that is total disrespect right there. And that's where it goes down the hill sometimes. And it's not just a man. I mean, even if you have an argument, even if you're mad, but if he wants to, you should at least consider not using your anger or your excuses. I had to move from the room. Excuses to, you know,
somebody was like, wait a minute, this conversation getting a little too loud. I don't know what you're talking about, but
all right, we'll stop right there. I was afraid you might ask me questions that I don't know how to control my mouth with, so.
We free here, man. Hey, this is Sabbath After Hours. Studio G. This is After Hours conversation. It
is. Yeah, it is.
This ain't Divine Hour. We good. Hey, Willie, quick question for you, man.
Ask me.
In the same conversation, I mean, it's cool because we all got very different perspectives up here on this topic, which is great. And my question to you is kind of based off of hers is the submissive woman. You know, a woman, and is that? And I brought up the point that I feel like in today's society, unfortunately, I think the man is kind of being by society being devalued because the rise of the independent woman, once again, I learned to say, which is great and which is needed, because for so long women have been devalued, women have not been uplifted, women have not been portrayed and perceived as someone who is special and amazing, which they are. And with that being said, I think that through movies and through TV and through society now, the rise of the independent woman potentially has gotten to a place where now it's almost like they don't need to have a man as well. Like the man is devalued. Like a man is no longer needed because we good. We don't need y'all. We good. And I don't feel that's godly. I feel like God wants us to be together. But your thought on the rise of the independent woman, and is there, as the submissive woman, the woman that the Bible talks about, Proverbs 31, do they still exist? And is that, does society still portray that that's how they should be?
I want to say they still exist, man. I want to still have hope. The Bible says, I will create for him a helper. And ain't no shame in that. I'm going to help you go to heaven. I'm going to help you raise these kids. It has to be 50-50. But the man, you know what I'm saying? The man, I think, and it sounds bad, and you can't say it on the Ellen show and the female Ghostbusters now that's taking over. But listen, the man has to, like Jeanette was saying, step up to the plate, because if the man was there in the Garden of Eden, he would have said, hold up, mamita, I named the snake and the snake don't talk. But the man was nowhere to be found and left the woman to fend for herself. And that's exactly what's happening now. Or not what's happening, what happened, maybe. But the women needs to say it's nothing wrong cooking your man some food, but homeboy, and it's not wrong if you cook some food for your wife as well. So I think there's still girls out there, man, that my mother's old school, my sisters still got that old school spirit. All of them. Nobody is like, he's my man. He got to cater for me. Nobody comes with that jazz, at least in my family, or neither my cousins. But I think we're losing it because we're listening more to society instead of Jesus, instead of the Bible. I would create for him a helper. We have to help each other. You know what I'm saying? Yep.
You're right. We got Razor. Forgive me. Am I saying I hope that I'm saying your name right. Riza. It got an A in it. R-A, like a ray of sunshine.
She's Latino, probably. So
Riza.
Justino. Okay. We'll go with Justino because that's the more simple. Justino. Some young women don't understand what submit in a marriage means, a God marriage. And I feel that's a strong comment because it is. I'm honestly, like, the word submit. First of all, you hear the word submit. That's not an easy to take in word. You don't hear submit. You're like,
for the borderline feminist, it's hard to hear.
But check this. Even in our churches. So what she's saying, Razor, she's right. Because even in our churches, you can't have women pastors. You can't have the women's are only over there cooking. They can't lead. It's hypocrisy in a Seventh-day Adventist church where we worship this woman here, and you can't even preach, or you can't even lead a church.
Stop. Put the something over. I need you to get up right now and go to your kitchen, turn on the stove, boil some water, and put that thing inside of the pot. Really. Burn that thing.
I think he should.
I also got the rock.
Is that supposed to be Dwayne Johnson?
That is Dwayne Johnson. Hey, check me out real quick.
Oh, I like that one. I can mess with that one. I can mess with that one.
Where's your body?
Check this out. It comes with Jordans and everything.
Oh my gosh. Love it.
Wait.
That's good. I can mess with that one. Why are you bigger than the Rock, Willie? Come on now.
Not this one.
No, Willie. Again,
I was saying, Pastor, that for a denomination that worships kind of this woman, is hypocrisy that the woman cannot lead in the church or cannot pastor in the church. We take these words from this awesome woman. I dig her writings, but it starts with the church too, man. For example, and even like it starts with me. It starts with us. Like even the whole racism, right? Why we got black conferences? Why we got white conferences? What the heck is that? Nobody have ever apologized.
There's a petition going around for that. There's a petition going around. Somebody's trying to stop that from happening. Yeah, really? It's actually some black guy. He's like, why do we have to have a black conference?
Well, hey, so let's talk about that for a second. So I was talking to a black pastor, old school black pastor, just trying to get some info, trying to get an understanding as to why that even is a thing. Like, that doesn't make sense, right? But this was his explanation as to kind of the history of it and as to why he feels that it should even still exist. And I'm going to share with you guys for you to get your thoughts and opinions on it, right? So first of all, for those who are watching right now on YouTube and on Facebook who are not part of the Adventist world or faith, in the Adventist church, there's what we call conferences, where there's basically a group of churches. And in these conferences, one is called the regional conference and one is called the state conference. And the regional conference is typically known as the black conference, where all the black churches and stuff is. State conference is typically known as the white conference, right? So that's how it is. Now, if you're not Adventist and you're hearing that, I know it sounds like the most stupidest thing you've ever heard in your life. You're like, what the freak? You guys are part of a denomination where literally you created two different congregations where black people and white people have their own churches and you call yourselves Christians? Yes, it exists. And for those who are not Adventists, they are listening like, what the freak? That's stupid. But Adventists are watching like,
it's normal.
It's so normal. Like, it's how I grew up. So that's the real deal. So with that being said, the thing is that this pastor was saying as to why it happened, and kind of paraphrasing, but long story short, the style of worship that you may have typically seen in white churches versus black churches didn't always connect. And so when you have two totally different genre styles of worship, of coming together, etc., and you're not getting the same amount of support for your style of worship from the other group, then what do you do? And so what kind of come is that, well, we need to have our own thing. We need to have something that's ours. But here's the kicker. We can't just go and start our own thing. It has to be legit. It has to be organized structure, because now what's the biggest, what does everything always boil down to? At the end of the day, it always comes back down to money. So now you're talking about, oh, well, we need to make our own money. We need to have our own money to come in to be able to fund these things. So kind of, and again, if anyone's watching who has more to say about that, or if I'm off, please feel free to let me know. But that's kind of the gist of it, Jeanette and Willie, as to how, kind of where it stemmed from. And then as to why some people, black and white, feel like, you know what, we need to keep these conferences separate, because if we try to just say, all right, forget the separate conferences, let's just come together, unite, and do our thing. The issue that those people are seeing is how are you going to be able to now take these two total separate entities, styles of everything, bring and mold them together into one thing? And that's their thinking. That's their thought process. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
Real quick, that sounds like a good explanation, man. And I'm thinking about the Bible verse where and John the Revelator, he saw different tongues and different languages in the new kingdom. Of course, we're all going to speak Spanish when we get to heaven. Amen. But he saw different languages. You know what I mean? We got to represent. But he did see different languages in heaven. So, and it's true, like black people get down and white people's more calm and you know, maybe Hillsong-ish. That's the farthest it goes.
Yeah,
like Hillsong is as far as it goes for the white people. But the black people get down. Latinos is still real South American, still Catholic, kind of Dios el Padre Celestial. I mean, I like that song.
Old school,
but it's real old school. So hey, it makes sense though what you said, brother. What do you think, Jeanette?
I was gonna say that I am a member of a church that's so multicultural. Like, we have so many different people, and
So
you
it
have
can
to
happen.
have the right. There's a lot of Latinos, there's a lot of blacks, and we have people from different countries. And very young. We have a very young church. I think that you have to have the right. You have to be able to accept our loudness. We get down in our church too, you know, but not every Hispanic can handle that. But we have a good chunk of people that, like myself, that would always question, you know, why are you guys doing it like this? When I remember when I got baptized, the Bible said this, this, and that, but you guys are being such legalistic people and judging everybody. How come you're telling people they got to dress a certain way and study certain things before they can get baptized? I'm confused, because that's not what we're supposed to do.
Yeah,
you know?
the Adventist baptismal, not baptismal, but the what you gotta say, the
Baptism or the
stuff that you gotta say.
The,
You gotta agree to.
The creed, the creed.
The creed,
Like
yeah.
creed or whatever.
I will, you know, that whole thing.
I will
right?
pay my tithes and offering. I will go to church on
you're asking
I'll be at church at
an
9:15 with my skirt that's right below my knee. Oh, that rhymed. That could be a lie.
Well, you know what I don't like about that is you're asking an 8-year-old kid, you promise not to smoke or drink or or have sex or give your offering.
Then you start introducing them to
listen to the writings of Ellen White, and the little kids, 8 years old, is like, what?
Yeah.
We don't use that in our church, unfortunately. Fortunately. My boys just got baptized last year, and they were just 8 and 9, and they never had to read any of that stuff.
And that's how it should be. Matter of fact, when you look back at Jesus' day, when Jesus and John the Baptist was out there baptizing people, right? Just baptizing fools, just blah, left and right.
Just slam dunking.
What? Like he had a rhythm to it. You know he was smooth. He was smooth as crap, man. And so baptizing, John was getting it in, but I can't imagine his sermons, and imagine the event that it was to go to the hill, to go out to the lake, look out, and you see John the Baptist out in the middle of the lake. There's hundreds of people around. He's preaching, he's talking. I can't imagine him saying, wait, let us all come together. These 5 people want to get baptized. I need to say a few things. Do you swear? I just can't see that being the. He was just like, yo, do you want to give your life to Christ? Yes, come here.
Yeah. And it was real simple sermons. Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is near. It's like 9 words, and Jesus would preach the same thing. But you know what, Pastor Anthony? I think because one of the gospel writers says it like this: go and baptize and teach them. And then one other gospel writers, which there's 4, he says go teach them and go baptize them. So 2 of them says the same thing, but in different order. I think it's all in the individual. Some people need to be taught and say, hey, man, listen, yo, you got to forsake this, and that. I mean, you can't be buck wilding, you can't be hitting that, or you can't, you know what I'm saying? Some people has to be taught, but some people, I think, can do it, baptized and then be taught. But I think the gospel, I think it's there on purpose, because one gospel writer says teach and baptize, and the other one says baptize and teach. So I think it covers everybody. You know what I'm saying? Some people, I think, got to be taught. Like, for example, my son, like if my son wanted to get baptized, I'd be like, hold up, let me teach you a little. But that's just the Father in me. Let me just teach you a little bit things before.
Yo, it's not even about the teaching, Willie. The teaching is you right. You 100% right. We should people need to know what it means to be baptized. Because one of the things like to jump into getting baptized is, if you're not going into it with an understanding, then you're just going into it almost as a show.
Yeah. And an emotion.
It doesn't mean much. So to be able to connect with them with understanding is what's needed. However, I'm not talking about the dang learning. I'm talking about the things that you got to agree to right before you about to get baptized. I just don't think all that is necessary. Okay?
Yeah, I personally don't like it either.
Do you want to give your life to Christ? Okay, cool. You know what you're getting into? Great. Like, that's it. And your life is given. And
click, blow. Yep.
That's it.
I agree with you with that. I really don't like asking a 7-year-old kid, does he believe in prophecy and the writings of Ellen White and stuff like that, or giving tithes and offerings? What, out of my allowance? Yeah, maybe. But I really don't.
I don't think that should be. It's beyond that, yo. I don't think that should be anything we should even be. Who cares? What if I'm like, yo, Anthony, do you agree to tithe? No, I don't. No, I don't agree to tithe. How about that? You ain't gonna baptize me now because I don't want to tithe the church? What if I want to give my money to the ghettopreacher.com because I'm investing into his ministry, because my tithe and offering is for God's work. It's not for the church. It's for God's work, God's people, evangelists, ministers, people who are dedicating their life to Christ. So I'm going to invest in that. I ain't giving it to the dang church. Now what? You ain't going to baptize me?
That's one of our biggest problems. We're still trying to get people to become members of our church only with conditions. Like, you got to change first. What the Bible doesn't say, come as you are. So you can't ask people, you got to start tithing. And one of our pastors before, he's a theology professor at Andrews now, but at LifeSpring, he planted that church. He was very heavily criticized because he baptized a woman that was still a smoker. And people were up in an uproar. I'm like, who are you guys to tell her that she cannot follow Jesus because she has an addiction to cigarettes?
Wow.
You know?
What in the world? Does that even make sense? How that would be a problem?
My dad was baptized still smoking as well. Yeah, but I don't know why.
That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense that would be an issue. Like, that doesn't make sense for you to look at someone and say, "Oh, you still smoke? Why would you
Because of her, he wanted to put a smoking section in the church because they didn't want her smoking in the grounds, but they wanted her to come to church. And they're like, "You can't do that." He's like, "Why not?"
Well, you know what I said? I preached in Oklahoma. They treated me good. If anybody from Oklahoma is listening, that church was banging, and we baptized 8 people. Praise the Lord. But it was dope. But you know what I told them? I said, I want my church to smell like marijuana and gunpowder. I want my church to be full with homosexuals. I want my church to be filled with outcasts, because that means that Jesus is here.
Yep, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? That's my church.
Coming to see him.
I want that church.
And I think what some people don't realize, Willie, is that the idea of having the outcast, quote unquote, into the church, they don't understand that that's exactly what Jesus wanted. I think legitimately in their minds, Jeanette, they're legit thinking that there needs to be a certain perfection, or even, as you said earlier, condition that you need to be at before Christ will accept you. And it makes no sense, because I don't know anywhere in the Bible where there were conditions on him accepting you. There's a difference between acceptance and now you're part of the flock in the kingdom, and now you want to see change. You don't want to be in the flock and there's no change. Now, we do have to address that. You don't want to be in the kingdom and you're part of that wedding banquet, as it says in Matthew 24. You're part of the king's banquet and you're in there, but you're still the same person.
Yeah.
You know, Christ wants to change you. However, you don't have to be already changed to come into the dang banquet. Yeah. God wants you just how you are. And I don't think specifically, fully in its entirety, generally speaking, our church has grasped that concept.
Look at this.
It's so sad.
And look at this. And I don't know who's watching either, and it might be controversial, but somebody asked me, if you had your church, Pastor Ramos, would you have a homosexual in the church, knowing that homosexuality is a sin? Okay, I can't dispute the Bible, what it says. Okay, but if it was my church, yes, and I'll give him a part in the church. I'll make him a deacon. What if he's a homosexual? Why? Look at Jesus, knowing that Judas was a thief, made him the treasurer. And he was stealing from the purse. So, man, I want my church to be filled with everybody, man. This is for the whosoever believes. You know what I'm saying? Let God deal with me and my pornography and him and his homosexuality and her and it. But let's worship together in the meantime, man. Let's not wait till you're cured and you're cured and you're cured. And it's like everybody prides themselves in the Seventh-day Adventist church. Church is a hospital. No, it's not. Church is a hospice. People go there now to die.
Whoa. Wow.
And that's an oxymoron, because God is the way, the truth, and the life. How are you going to go to church to die? When life is what you're supposed to be preaching?
We should be living. You know what? You know what? One thing that I really would love to see churches start doing. Listen, man. The Bible tells us, we're taught that when just one person comes to Christ, when one person is baptized and comes to Christ, guess what happens? All of heaven celebrates.
Parties. Wow.
It's a party, yo. They are jamming because somebody knew. You know how happy I was when Jeanette joined the convo?
Yes.
I said, oh, it's a party. Every new person that comes onto this live feed right now, I'm gonna be happy. We gonna party. Why? Because a new person came into the flock. The issue is what I want to see, what I never see when we're in church and when it comes to baptisms and stuff like that. It's never really a celebration.
We can't even tap our feet. We can't do this.
Listen, Willie.
The wake up.
We can't even tap our feet. We can't even. It's a sin. And somebody just got baptized, and we can't even tap our feet. Hey, but check it out, Pastor Anthony. Over there in Maryland, there's a church. I don't think she's there no more. Pastor Ann Rhoda.
New Hope SDA.
It's New Hope. It's one of the dopest churches I've ever been to because we baptized like 15 people, and when they were getting dunked, we were playing the music, praise and worship, like I am free to laugh. I am. It was just so dope, man.
You know what else?
Treated it like a party.
You know what else they did? They do too. They don't just do that. They actually they do a full-blown video production of that person, a video feature,
like a documentary.
Getting baptized, and they'll play that video feature before they get baptized.
Oh, that's awesome.
They make it a moment. Why? Because it should be. People should be celebrated when they give their life to Christ. If you're not celebrating, we're failing. It should not be this. It should not. Oh my gosh. Here it is. Take me to the water. Take me to the water. Why are we sad? Why are we acting like some slaves?
Yeah.
We need to be celebrated. What is going on? We need to be screaming and shouting and being happy. And when people bring their life to Christ, and unfortunately, I don't see that in the majority of churches that I have been privy to seeing, and we should be.
You know what it is? I think we're so scared as Adventists. We're so scared to be labeled as look at them. They're trying to be influenced by the world, or we're so scared to be part of the world, right? That we can't clap, we can't tap our feet, and we can't dance, we can't do nothing, because if we let him, if we give him a string, or if we give him an inch, they're gonna take a mile, and that's the mentality of the old heads. That no, you can't do that. They're trying to protect us. I think it comes from a good heart, but it's still perverted nonetheless, man. Because there's no freedom in what you're doing. There's no freedom in handcuffing me. You know, even God doesn't do that.
You're right. Yo, we got a comment right here from Rahaming Leonardo. Forgive me if I said your name wrong.
Oh, that's my homeboy from Bahamas. Pastor, what's up, brother?
Pastor Leonardo. He says, how is the church going to survive if no one returns tithe and offering? And I would like to address that, and anyone here may say something as well. But so, Pastor, how's the church going to survive if no one returns tithe and offering? First of all, if no one returned tithe and offering, and your church, a church does not survive, that means that you have a horrible church. Yeah, I said it. Let me tell you why. Jesus didn't need tithe and offering to minister to people. We don't need tithe and offering to be a church. We don't need tithe and offering to minister to people. However, we do need tithe and offering to be able to get the gospel out. It does take money to be able to push the gospel out, but we don't need money to share the gospel, if that makes sense. So what I mean by that is this. It's unfortunate because I have a ministry, right? I have a ministry called Sunset Friday Entertainment. And if someone were to say, you know what, I have tithe and offering, but I don't want to give it to the church. I want to give it to Sunset Friday Entertainment. Okay. Why? Because Sunset Friday Entertainment has a man who's doing ministry, and I want to give my money to what God is doing. There are people, unfortunately, Pastor, that would have a legit problem and saying, no, your money needs to be going to the church as opposed to going to a separate ministry. Why? Why does the Bible never tells us? The Bible never, not once tells us, never, that your tithe and offering needs to go to the church. at all, period. You give your 10% to people who are doing the ministry. And some of those people doing the ministry are not in church. Some of those people doing the ministry have separate ministries, like the Ghetto Preacher, like Sunset Friday, like a singer, like an actor, or whatever the case is, who's doing something for God. Now, I'm not saying all this to say, oh, Anthony's saying don't give your money to the church. He's saying don't give your money to God's church. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that's not the only place where God's money needs to go. God's money needs to go simply to any and all people or entities who are fulfilling his call and purpose in this world. So how is the church going to survive if no one returns tithe and offering? Well, guess what? There's going to be a day when that happens. There's going to be a day when there is no more tithe and offering. There's going to be a day when there's a time of trouble when nobody's going to be able to give tithe and offering. Does that mean that there's going to be no church? No.
I think the church is gonna they can try to fight you with that. They're gonna say, "Oh, the Bible says bring it to the storehouse, etc., etc." But
yeah,
but look at the
where's the storehouse?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. And look at the New Testament. They all came together in one accord, and the Bible says, "And they needed not." Nobody was in need. Listen, if us Christians were really doing what we're supposed to be doing and taking care of each other instead of an $8 million conference office, if we were taking care of each other, there'd be no such thing as GoFundMe. We don't need it. We would take care of each other.
That is beautiful, man. I don't know where it's so wild to see that an organization brings in so much money, but so many members in that organization are hurting and suffering.
You know what happened? Real quick, I'm sorry, Jeanette. You can jump in whenever, Mama. Mira, but you know what happened? Like one time there was this homeless couple from the hood that we ministered to, and they were home and they needed like $800 for rent and for food for the kids. And I went to the church because I personally don't have a church. So I went to the church, the biggest church. I don't even want to tell you what city, but the biggest church. I went to that city because we were ministering to some ghetto people, and they needed money. I was there. I seen them. They needed some food. They needed money, and I went to the church and I said, "Listen, man, can we help them out?" No, they're not members of our church.
I've heard that one before.
What? So you know who helped me? A different denomination helped me.
I have an exact same situation that happened to me, yo. Exact same situation. It was years ago, and we had our electricity cut out, right? Able to get it turned back on, so we were screwed, right? We went to a church, local church, Adventist church, to seek help, to get that taken care of. Not that they didn't have the money, but that they didn't have a budget for it. So what happened was we went to another pastor friend who's part of a Sunday church, and guess what? This is the crazy part.
Real quick, gave you the money.
Jeanette, not only did they give us the money to do it and pay for it, but they had a budget. For stuff like that. They literally had a budget just to help people from their church. Wait, mind you, I didn't belong to their church.
Wow.
But they took from their budget to help people from the church just to help a brother. It was incredible. And I couldn't imagine, I can't imagine how, and again, we don't want, obviously, nobody here on live right now, we don't want to cast stones on other churches or Adventist churches or not, who may not be in a position to help people or
correct.
Done that. We're not doing that at all. So it's all love. All we're saying is that the idea of helping people who need help in the ways that they need help, if the church is not a place that they can get that help, then I think the church is failing in that particular area. And there needs to be improvement. There got to be improvement.
Agreed, homie. Agreed. A church should be a place where we help people, no matter if they got 28 doctrines No matter, man, we have to help. Of course, I know that they're thinking, right? Oh, because some people take advantage and they're gonna keep doing it and they're gonna keep doing it. Okay, so you filter that out and you minister to those people and say, okay, these people are kind of taking advantage or whatever. But come on, man, we gotta help, man. We gotta help.
It gotta be a situation, man. But it's
almost like we have to detox and unlearn a lot of things before we can kind of really move on.
Whoa. What is something that our church needs to unlearn?
Well, maybe that what we was talking about. Maybe dress code reform.
Reform.
maybe allow a brother to eat a little hamburger once in a while. You know what I mean?
Potluck. Hey, real meat and potluck.
Don't eat meat. Don't eat meat.
Willie, me and Jeanette are gonna come to your house.
We'll get him the Impossible Burger. Calm down, Willie.
Wait, is either him or him?
Yeah, we want him. We want him. Crucify the other one. We don't want that other one.
Yeah, no, man.
But I think there's definitely some unlearned things, some things in our church that we have to unlearn because we've been taught a lot growing up in our church that's honestly, it's a lot of some of these things are just not true or they're misguided. And these are things that just shouldn't happen. One of the I did a video a while back on the whole idea of angels not going with you into movie theater. You guys, have you ever grew up on that, Jeanette? You ever heard that one? At your angel?
Well, I didn't grow up in the church, like I said, but a sermon that I heard once, which was powerful, which was the one that the same guy was talking about adding the fourth person in the Trinity before changing the carpets in the church.
Wow.
One of the things he said was that if it's not in the Bible, off the table. It's off the table. You know, we have a tendency as a church, as an organization, to start adopting beliefs that are not in the Bible, and a lot of them have to do with feeling comfortable in our own skin. You know, let's just be real. You know, it's like a lot of us grew up in the church and we have our ways, like you said, you grew up with learning things, and unlearning them is going to be harder for you guys that have been there all your life and your parents before that. I'm first generation Adventist, got baptized at 20. And it was hard for me as a person because I was like, what do you mean you can't do that? What do you mean? What's wrong with that? It's like my parents don't have a chance in church because they smoke and drink. They like to party. My dad loves his pernil. He will eat his pork. And I'm like, I wouldn't even be able to invite him to a church because he'll be like, okay, then this is not a place for me because I do all these things, you know. I want to see my dad in the kingdom of heaven, but he ain't going to no church.
The fact that you said someone will go into the church and look around and say, this is not a place for me.
Wow.
That's powerful in itself because that happens. And that's not just him. That's a whole lot of people. They'll walk.
There's a lot of youth that feel that way.
Still, yeah, now.
You know, and what me and Pastor Ramos, what we do, the type of people that we reach a lot of times, it's almost like we want to reach them, but I really don't even want them to come in. Like I want you to come to Christ, but then they're like, oh well, how can I get more? How can I get more? And I'm like, dang, where do I send them now? Because I
just gotta send them to the Ghetto Preacher. That's the only one that they can communicate with.
But you know what we do, and thank you to other churches that have invited me. Praise the Lord. But let's say a traditional church. Okay, we want to save our youth. Let's bring somebody outside the box. Let's bring the Ghetto Preacher. Okay, they bring me for a weekend, and praise God, thank you. And I'm gonna do I'm gonna. Whoever heard me preach, I'm gonna sweat blood and cry. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do my stuff. But we have an awesome weekend. We got different kind of singing. We have. It's not the old school hymn books, which I love the hymn books too. Don't get me wrong, but it's a whole different weekend. But then the next Sabbath or the next Sunday, it's the same old traditional thing. And we're just telling them, oh, we love you 4 times a year. We'll bring another crazy pastor in. in 7 months from now. You know, it's we gotta sit down and talk how we're gonna follow up before they bring in the Ghetto Preacher or someone else. Someone wrote, someone said, and stop feeding them haystacks.
Yeah. That's,
Wait. What's wrong with haystacks?
oh, wait.
I think that was
You
my
don't know?
niece.
You don't know. Willie is not a haystack, man.
Jeanette,
I saw your video, Anthony, about you ordering haystacks through the drive-through. Was that you?
I can't tell you how fun that was, Jeanette.
That was hilarious. I was cracking up.
Tell you how fun that was to be able to go to these places and ask for haystack. I had so much footage. I need to put out a part 2 of just the footage I had to edit out because it was so good. I had to just edit some stuff out. Too long.
Good stuff.
Hey, but we gotta get you on haystacks again, Willie, man. Haystacks.
No, you know what it is? I love haystacks, right? I really do. Okay,
Stop.
let the record show I love haystacks. But wait, as an evangelist, every weekend I'm traveling. I'm in the airport before the pandemic. So every weekend the church, haystacks. Every city I went to, every state I went to, haystack. Hey, nobody had some rice and beans and fried chicken. Nobody had nothing, just haystacks. So I'm like, man, forget haystack. I call it hate stacks.
We got Riza. Riza's back. Hey, Razor. Look, you keep popping up leaving comments. You might as well join us.
Come on, join in.
Join us.
We wanna know how to say your name. Riza. Yo creo que Riza. I think
You gotta get on.
Justino, apellido Justino.
Riza Justino, ¿verdad?
I sound
Jump in, mama.
You gotta get on just so you can teach us how to say your name.
She'll be like, my hair, it's late.
I know, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. She said I can't. Yeah, I know. I got you. You got the hair bonnet on. She took the makeup off. You know, it's cool. It's cool.
Said, I can't. That's funny.
Listen, Ernesto. We got Ernesto. Ernesto said you got to come down to deep South Texas. Take you some good tacos. I love it.
Simon Ernesto. Hey, we look forward to it. Let's do this.
I'm a soft taco guy. What are you? Soft taco?
Me too. I'm a soft taco. With
Jeanette?
cilantro. What about you, Jeanette?
I was gonna say a combination of both. I have to have one of each at least, or maybe 2 in 1.
Taco Bell got the one with the hard shell and the soft shell at the same time.
Yeah, is that the gordita?
I don't know, because I get insecure when they start saying gorditos. So
You upset? You offended?
I get offended. Hey, but not to say nothing, but my weakness is Chipotle. I don't know why it's so good. That's my joint.
You ain't the only one, man.
You too?
Chipotle is the stuff. Like
I like that joint.
Chipotle all the time, yo. We got SDV. I don't know what name that is. SDV said we have to be in relationship with God. He gives direction and discernment instead of adding rules and judging others by those rules.
Preach it.
You know what love is? Let me break something down. Go ahead.
Excuse me for 1 second. I'll let you guys. I'll be back.
Do you? All right. So I want to share something. And Jeanette, you can hear me out on this one, right? So I understand what love genuinely is, right? Like love, because love, when we're talking about God, obviously we already know God is love. Okay, we get that, right? But I understand finally what love is. Matter of fact, let me read that. You know the verse. There's a verse. 1 Corinthians. Hold on. Verse. We're gonna read the verse that breaks down what love is. Love is patient. Love is kind. Blah 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 blah. Hold on. There we go. 13. All right. So let's read this. It says, love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails. All right. So listen, Willie, you missed it. I just read the verse on love.
Okay.
The love is patient, love is kind, does not envy, blah, 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 blah. So this is what I wanted to say, right? I finally understand what love is. And it God revealed this to me a little while ago. Obviously, we know God is love, right? And this just broke down all the things that love is. But I understood this for the first time ever. Love is doing the right thing all the time, forever, never messing up. I hope you guys get that. Love is doing the right thing all the time, forever, never messing up.
Wow.
Watch this. The Bible tells us that God is love. What does love do? Love is doing the right thing all the time, forever, never messing up. God does the right thing all the time, forever, never messes
Without
up.
messing up.
That is exactly why we as humans don't know how to love.
Man.
It is impossible for human beings to be able to love in its fullness. We can only love to an extent. And here's the kicker though. This is exactly the reason why we always need God. In every relationship, whether it's a spousal or husband, or child and parent or friend, whatever kind of love relationship there is that you have, you always need God in it because we can never properly love without him. Because we can never do the right thing all the time, forever, and never mess up. That's what love is. When the Bible tells us that, it says love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, blah, 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 blah. It says love is all those things, but it doesn't say love is patient sometimes. Love is kind sometimes. It does not envy sometimes. It says it's patient, period, dot. That means it's always going to be patient. That means you can never not be patient and not love correctly. We need God in order to love. We need God in order to be able to have relationships. Otherwise, we're always going to fail anyway, but we're never going to grow in our relationships if we don't have God involved.
And that's awesome, because the same thing applies when judgment comes, right? God is going to see Jesus in us. He's not going to see Willie because he'll destroy Willie. But because I get a pass is because God the Father is looking at Jesus in me. He's not looking at Willie. But we have to check this out. We have to invite him. Check this out, bro. I just got my heart broke. Know what I mean? And I called my homeboy, the same pastor that calls me Creepy Will. He's my best friend and mentor, right? One of my mentors. And his name is David Brissetti, Boston. In the house, or not Boston, Connecticut, New Britain. Okay, but check it out. So you know what he told me, bro? He blew my mind just 2 days ago. So I called him and I said, "Yo, man, I just got my heart broke." Know what I mean? And shed a little tear, not like a boo-hoo punk kind of tear, but I had like a tattoo tear, like drip. You know what I'm saying? One of those cool tears. But check it out. So he said this. My man said, human love, check this out. Human love is selfish, right? Our human love is selfish. Why? Because when we love like a human love is selfish, our sinful nature. Why? It's really slavery, he said. And I'm like, what? Hold up. No, man, I'm in love. He's like, wait a minute, but it's slavery. Why? Because, for example, if we text our loved one, someone we're trying to get with, a boyfriend or girlfriend, if they don't text us back, we cannot be happy until they text us back or until they call us back, right? Human love is selfish. We feed me. That's why when you're having sex and you're not married, it's all about what I can get. Yo, I got that girl. Yo, I hit that, this. And it's all about you feeding yourself, right? And it's selfish, and you become a slave to human love, because you will not go on with your day or be happy until that person calls you or texts you back or sends you an emoji. So that becomes like you're a slave to that. But spiritual love, and you're saying, Pastor Anthony, loving like God is, for God so loved the world, he gave. Human love wants to take and take. But when you're married in a couple and you're giving your soul, you're not only, hitting it, but you're giving your soul and stuff. You're giving your heart. God so loved the world, he gave. So spiritual love, God love, is not selfish none of the time. Like you were saying. But human love is, man. It's real. Well, when he said that, man, he blew my mind. It's like, whoa. I wasn't happy until I got this text message or this phone call from this girl. Nah, man. God's love is enough, man. You know what I'm saying? It has to be. It has to be.
We suck at loving.
Wow.
We suck at loving. We're not good at loving. Like we're as humans, we're not good at it. It's not something we're good at, and it's okay. The thing is that to acknowledge, to understand that we're not going to be capable to be able to love the way that God really wants us to love. So what we need to do is to make sure that God is always in everything that we do. And I love what he said, because love is about giving. I mean, as opposed to just take. And I'm always, oh my gosh, I'm about that life too. Like take. What can I do? Hey, I tell my wife, babe, like I'm hungry. She's like, well, get your black behind up and get some food. I'm like, babe, come on. It's about I want something. I want something. So. Unfortunately, we suck as humans. We suck at loving, but it's okay, because it doesn't mean we have to stay sucking at it. It means we have the opportunity every single day to continue to get better. Here's another verse for you. Ready for this one, Jeanette? This one is Proverbs 21:21. It says, "Those that pursue love, righteousness, and love finds life, prosperity, and honor." The cool thing about this verse is it says, those that pursue love. It doesn't say those that love. It says those that pursue love. So all God,
in other words, pursuing God
every single day. That's it. Exactly. And God, that's all God wants us to do every day of our life, is pursue him. He doesn't need us to do it. Go ahead.
I was going to say that, I can't speak for all churches in general, but I've been to many churches. I've been to churches in Connecticut, New York, Florida. I went to Oakwood a couple times to visit. And you can tell where there's more people practicing that, trying to show God's love to others. There are times you don't feel welcome, and, there's deacons looking at you, or, but if we just pursued him as individuals, if I have a responsibility and I'm performing my duties in church as a church member, as one of God's child, I want everybody that's there, doesn't matter who you are, to feel welcome. And that's what it's all about. That's why we have so many issues in our churches, because we just, we're so focused on, oh, this is the way our church is supposed to run. No, just focus on God.
Agreed.
My niece just put love is pure. Amen.
Amen.
Because the eye is pure.
Alexandra, that's your niece.
Yeah, that's my niece. That's Gigi. Like I said, I just came from a church in Oklahoma, and if they're listening, man, Adventist Fellowship, I love you guys. It was awesome. It's a church that fit 900 people, but because of the COVID, they had only 300. But we were hugging each other.
Only? Wait, time out. You ran past that. Only 300? That's
only 900. Oh yeah,
that's dang. Yeah. That's bigger than a lot of dang Adventist churches that I know.
You're right. But almost, check this out. The majority was white folk, white Republicans, and the way they showed me love, man, it was nothing but Christ-like. Pastor Nick, man, if you're listening, whoever, they showed me. I'm a ghetto kid, man. Latino statistic or whatever, a ghetto preacher, and they showed me these white people just embraced me, man, and showed me this kind of love that I'm like, wow. Some of my I got more enemies in the church than I did in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the Spanish folk. And these white people just took me in, man, like they were my brethren. Like for real, they showed me God love, man. It was dope.
Well, and I kind of want to, so I want to take that and kind of, I almost dare I say, wrap up our conversation with this next part of the conversation. We be on here for all 3 hours.
Like 3 hours. We could have watched.
What's going on?
We could have watched 9 episodes of anything on Netflix.
I can't get on live with you, Willie. This is 3 hours of just. This is like a show about nothing. Like this is an episode of Seinfeld.
No, we need to get a podcast, Pastor.
Hey man, just talking about everything, and then Jeanette coming here for an hour and a half, just messing up the night. I can't even go to sleep now because
I feel honored. It was a privilege and an honor for me to be here.
Hey, wait a minute, but we never got. I think probably when I left, I never got the word. Are you single?
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you later.
Oh, you tell me later. Okay.
I was hoping when I said it the first time, not too many people heard it, but now.
Oh, okay. So never mind. Just me.
We just gonna end it with at the moment. It's complicated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It needs further explaining. So she'll converse with that a little later.
Okay, so I'm gonna take advantage. Oh, ladies, hit me up. My number is 75.
Don't you be doing that.
Just kidding.
On your show too.
Hey man, no. Hey, I should do. Hey, maybe one Friday night I should do like a literal episode of like a Love Connection, like a legit like get single people on the dang show.
You're right, man.
I'll be busy that day.
Y'all, let me be the first. Let me be the first contestant, and then you get 3 Christian girls. 7 day, well, not even 7 day. It could be as Christian, and boom.
Yeah. Okay, all right, cool. Yeah.
I think, Willie, you should at least let them know where you get your roses from, though.
Don't tell them.
Hey, Jeanette's gonna come in and blow up my spot.
Yeah.
Oh man.
She gonna be like, yo, Aunt, send me a link so I can get on real quick. I got some stuff. She gonna spill all the beans. You know, snitches get stitches, Jeanette.
Hey, check it out real quick. My homeboy and his girlfriend tried to hook me up, right? So if you're gonna do the game, you gotta show them a picture of me at least. You know what I'm saying? Let them know that I'm big, but I got a cute dimple. Let them know what's up. But
you only got one dimple?
I got a cute dimple. Look at him.
Well, where's the other one? Let me see the other side.
No, I only got one. What? Hey, but check this. In the streets, in my gang, you couldn't smile. So I just found out I had a dimple. I'm like, man, I'm kind of cute. Hey, but check it out. So my homeboy wanted to hook me up on a blind date. So I'm like, all right, cool. What's her name? Nope, you're not gonna know. She knows my name? Nope, she's not gonna know. I'm like, cool. Bam. I went to the movie theaters. I got a dozen roses from the cemetery.
From where?
Hey, it's quarantine, man. I'm broke.
You're a horrible person.
He said, you're a horrible person. Wait, come back. Check it out.
Oh my gosh.
This time I saved for it. And I got a dozen roses, right? Not even. I got 2 dozen. It was 24, right? So boom, wow. I got a box of half-eaten chocolates. Bam, took it out, right?
Where the other half? Where was the other half? What happened to the other half?
It was nervous.
No, right, check it. So I had roses, right? And I went old school with it. I went to Walgreens and bought me a teddy bear for $5. Right? So I had roses, half-eaten box of chocolate, and boom, teddy bear, right? And I had the new J's on, right? So I had the new J's. So you know when you got new sneakers, you feel cool, right? So
no, I don't. I remember the Pro Wing. You remember the Pro Wing? I don't remember.
He doesn't know about that.
Hey, but the thing is, this was recently.
Oh, okay.
So I'm waiting, bro, at the movie theaters for 2 hours, right? And I'm like, man, 2 hours. And my sister said 2 hours. You should have left after 30 minutes. But I thought, she wanted to make a great entrance. She's a girl like Jeanette did. She just popped up out of nowhere like, blah. You know what I'm saying? She stole her brother's spotlight. She just came like, blah.
If I recall, he sent me an invite.
No, I know.
I just
And thank you. And you've been the highlight of this. Thank you, Mama.
Yeah, she got it, yo.
Yeah. It's awesome to have a girl's point of view. But anyways, I'm waiting and nothing, man. Bro, sorry, guys. I waited 4 hours. My sister said, you're desperate. But 4 hours, right?
That's a little crazy.
She never came, bro. And I had my roses. And I'm like, man. So then I called my homeboy. I'm saying, hey, man, what's up? Is she coming? Wait, let me have you speak to my girlfriend. Hello? Is she coming? She's not coming. What happened? I kind of said your name. I said Ghetto Preacher, and she looked you up. And I'm like, She said, yeah. She said that you're too fat. And I'm like, And I'm like, but I thought you told me she was blind.
What?
Blind date? Someone say mercy.
Oh, God. Stop it. Stop it.
So I thought I was in there. She's blind. They're like, no, she's not really blind. No, okay. She said, you're too big. You're too big. And I'm like, man. So I threw away the roses. I got mad. Threw away the teddy bear. I got mad. And then the chocolates.
Ate them bugs, right? Pour them bugs up, no?
I went home and got my grub on. Somebody said,
This is for that blind chick.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, man, what a blessing. Hey, what a blessing though. You know how many bullets I done missed in my life? You know what I'm saying? Jeanette, all of us, and when I say bullets, I'm talking about those people that we could have actually ended up with, you know what I'm saying? But God saved us from certain situations. And that's okay. Sometimes we don't miss the bullet and sometimes we get shot.
That's right.
And you got to go through that pain. And
That's
that pain to get shot, it's not right away. When someone gets shot, there's healing that comes after that. It takes time to heal from that. And
they slowly die together.
Dang, what a morbid take on the tag.
She got
like some people are together and they're just slowly dying together. They don't live.
That's die together.
That's good. I get it now. I didn't get that at first. That's good. Yeah.
Me neither. I was thinking like you. I was thinking like she got wicked on her.
Quick. I was like, sure, is this an episode of 48 hours? Like, but no, you're right. You're right. Sometimes they die together, and that's accurate. That's a new sermon for you, Willie. That's some good different things you could touch on. But it's okay, man. I feel like those bullets that we done dodged. And people watching right now, they dodged some bullets in their life. Some relationships. There was a girl. I'll tell you a story. There was a girl in college that I was feeling. Right, I was feeling this girl. Right. Matter of fact, I liked her a lot. Right. It took me a while to like her though, Jeanette. I didn't like her all the way at first, but then I was like, all right, we in. So, but the thing is this, right? So I like this girl, but here's the kicker. So this girl, and I'm gonna be as general as possible. This girl, we ended up being boyfriend and girlfriend, right? And then this girl went back to her home to visit her family, and I find out that this girl went back. She visited her family, but she also visited her ex-boyfriend. And she also visited her ex-boyfriend's penis. We'll just say that. And it was
the following story is rated R.
Apparently he had visitation rights or something. I didn't know it was like that. But
wow.
They had this, and I found out. But you know what? I like this girl so much that as soon as I found out, I wasn't angry. I was hurt, and I still loved her. And it was weird. I still actually had a desire to actually be with her, even though I heard that. And so what I did was I said, you know what? Because when she actually told me what happened, and she, she felt bad about it, she cried about it, and so I decided, when we hung up the phone, I decided, you know what, I'm going to surprise her, and I'm actually going to go visit her. It was out of state, totally different place, and so I hopped on a plane that night.
Wow.
I went out there
Got on a
that
plane.
night, and I got there. And the next day, I had another friend of mine who lived in the area she was at, picked me up from the airport, and they took me to her house to surprise her. I had flowers and everything.
Oh, snap.
She went in, the friend went inside to go get her. I went and I hid behind this truck, and she came out. And when she came out, I popped out of the truck, and I had the roses and everything. And she saw me. She was completely surprised. Like, imagine telling me this, and then the next day I'm showing up with flowers.
Oh my goodness.
And so all she did, she came in, and she didn't say a word. She just started crying, and she put her head in my chest, and I gave her a hug. And here's the kicker. Here's the highlight of the story. As I'm holding her, she looks up at me and she says, "I don't love you." Jeanette,
Wow.
I almost went to jail that day. I almost didn't make it back home. I almost did not make it freaking back home. I was hugging her, but my arms started getting a little tighter around the neck, Jeanette. I didn't. It was, I said, "What did you say?" No, but she said that. She looked at me, legitimately said that, and my heart was broken. I was broken. I was broken. I was broken. I was broken. But you know what I realized? I realized that I dodged a bullet. And I think that's what it's always about. Sometimes I got some battle wounds. You know, it was a fight and it hurt, but I didn't get shot. And at least that time. I got shot before, but not that time I wasn't shot. And so I really sympathize with anybody who's been through tough relationships. I'm still here. Been through tough relationships, and hard situations, because I know what it's like to go through pain. I know what it's like to feel depressed and sad and upset and hurt. And so I just want to make sure that people understand, man, you're not alone when you go through those situations. There's a zillion people. Just look to your left and right, and probably both of them been through some stuff too. So yeah, them dodge bullets.
Yep. And let the record show that 2 weeks ago I was tearing, but today I feel happy, man. I'm optimistic about the future. I can't wait to see. You know what I'm doing now? I'm praying for my future girlfriend. I'm like, Lord, wherever she's at, may she have a happy Sabbath. I'm happy right now, to be honest, man. Yeah, it hurt, but I'm happy to see whoa, God, what you got planned? You know what I mean? It feels good, man. It feels good to get shot down, man, because it wasn't a part of his plan. Real quick, one more thing. I learned this in counseling. God is the tow truck, right? We come damaged. We got 4 flat tires, or something happened in your life and you're flat and you can't drive no more. And God is towing you to the right place, or to the right girl, or to the right job. What we want to do is we want to stop on 195 in every exit. No, she's here. She's here. No, this job is here. God is like, no, let me tow you. Let me tow you. I'll take you to your princess or your prince. So what I'm doing now is letting God tow me, and it feels awesome.
That's it. That's it. The moment that I was able to say to God, you know what? I'm done. I can't do it. Forget these girls. These girls is something else. They're getting on my nerves. The moment I said that, the moment I genuinely just let it go to God, was the moment that He introduced me to my wife.
Everybody tells me that. Everybody tells me when you let go, God really. So I guess that's what I'm doing.
We don't always let go, and that's the thing.
Yeah, and that's what happened. That's what was happening with me. I was secretly holding on to this false hope, and
we have trust issues with God. We don't trust Him. Like,
correct. Hey, Gigi wrote something. She said, but in some cases we have to go to war for the person we love. Hey, that's kind of dope. Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
Gigi.
To get the right person.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah,
And
right
the
there,
thing
right there,
is,
what she said.
hey, but here's the thing. Jeanette, you right, and Gigi right, because you got to go to war sometime, but it got to be the right person. But here's the kicker: you don't never know if it's the right person or not until after the war is over.
You're bleeding.
You're
right.
You ain't gonna know. Like it has to be the right person, but you never know.
But you know what I learned? It's still worth the fight because now you know what you're capable of. And then hopefully everybody else saw me on Instagram trying to win her over. And like, he's so sweet. You know what I'm saying? So while I was warring, everybody else was seeing, including I. And angels and demons were looking, wow, this guy is capable of a lot of things. You start finding out a lot of things about yourself.
Yeah. Woo, what is going on tonight, man? We done went from freaking talking about cemetery dates to Ellen, the Lego. I mean, the Simpsons Ellen White. Yeah.
Where is she? Oh wait! Hi guys! Don't eat me! Don't eat me!
Don't eat me.
We are going to start a campaign, Willie. We're gonna have that thing taken from your house and burned. Okay? It's gonna be gone. When you wake up in the morning, you will not see her there.
Right, but I got a Jesus one too. Look at Jesus.
I can mess with that one. Cool. Hey, welcome. I welcome you, Jesus. Okay.
Hey, but unfortunately, some of us in the Adventist church listen to her more than him. Oh.
Wait. Hey, but listen, Willie. I don't. No one. It's not that it's Ellen White. It's that she looks like Marge Simpson, just like Jeanette said. What is that like a legitimate Simpson Ellen White?
It's Ellen White, bro, with the Bible and everything, bro. Look it.
I think he
remember
made
that
her,
Bible that she carried for like an hour?
Yeah.
Look it. Hey, and check it out. And look at this, bro. And the pulpit sold separately.
Oh Lord,
is that the ones in Massachusetts right now?
That's the one.
It's at the GC, ain't it? I think it's at the GC.
Don't eat meat. Yeah, it is. I think it is now.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Hey, this was fun though, Pastor Jeanette. Yo, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Ernesto, I prayed for my wife for 3 months, October through December, and God started working in her 3 months later.
Awesome, brother.
You know, prayer, people underestimate the power of prayer, you guys. Prayer, and you know what? So here's the thing. Okay. When people say there's power in prayer, right? Is that true? And if so, how is that true? If not, what do people really mean when they say there's power in prayer? Like, what is your thoughts on the concept of there's power in prayer?
You want to, Jeanette?
I've had 2 prayers in my life that were answered like straight up. And I think it was the passion that was in me when I asked for it. I have mixed emotions about when people pray for their mate. I have mixed emotions about that because
Talk to us.
We have freedom of choice. Ultimately, it should be our choice who we choose. But I think there should be some standards in choosing the person biblically. Yeah, pray about it, but if the person, if you're praying and just sitting around and doing nothing, I don't think anything, in my own opinion, that's just my opinion. I don't think anything's going to happen.
No, that makes sense.
Absolutely. You ain't that's not just your opinion, that's facts.
Okay.
That's facts. You're exactly right. There's action that needs to be taken in prayer. You are 100% right. You can't pray, oh my God, Lord, please bless me with a bag of chips. And then you just sit your behind there. Don't go to the store. You don't do nothing. You just sit there. No, you got to get up and you got to go get some chips. You're right. Action, prayer without
action,
without works is dead. Yes, you got to actually have action. What's your thoughts, Willie?
So power in prayer. I saw the power in prayer. My mom prayed for me for 17 years. Sister White says that prayer moves the hands that moves the world. So I've seen God. For example, hey, check this out. I forgot to say this, but my brother, last time I did Facebook Live, my brother was checking into rehab as a functioning alcoholic, and now he's been clean almost 3 months now. And I see him every weekend. It's dope, man. Me and my brother, what? That's my man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I saw the power of prayer because me, my mom, and dad, I pick them up every morning. I'm their caretaker. And I pick them up and I do devotion with them and I take them to the park. But every night for 3 years, we were praying for my brother and he's finally sober. So I saw the power in prayer through my life and through my brothers.
Absolutely,
so,
man.
I'm living proof that there's power in prayer.
Bible tells us, Matthew 21:22, it says, if you believe, you will receive whatever you ask for in prayer. Bible tells us the prayers of the righteous prevaileth
much.
The only thing that I would add is when people say there's power in prayer, I just have to add, it depends on who you're praying to. There's definitely power in prayer, but who are you praying to?
Because Satan answers prayers too.
Woo! Say it again. Say it one more time.
Satan answers prayers too.
He listening. You think he ain't? He's listening. And when I say he's listening, that doesn't mean you close your eyes and in your head you're saying your prayer to God. You're safe because no one can hear you. It's just you and God. You're right. You are right. However, the devil has been watching you for 24 hours a day. He has people in his camp watching you, studying you, knowing your every move, everything that you watch, that you do, every person you talk to. The devil is studying you, especially those who are claiming to live a godly life and be one for Christ. He's studying you for the purpose of destroying you. So when you're answering for prayers, he may not be able to specifically hear your prayer, but he knows what you want.
That's right.
He's been watching you every single day your whole life. So we have to be careful because those prayers that we're praying to sometimes we feel like, and this is an extreme situation because I think the majority of people who are praying legit are praying to God. They're based off of their relationship with God. They're praying to God. However, there are situations where people aren't praying to God, even if they think that they are. There's situations where people legitimately are not in they're not in a spiritual place where their connection with God is there. Realistically, they want what they want for themselves. They're praying for something that they know they shouldn't have. And the devil hears it and he wants to give it to you.
That's right.
He's praying for it. Go ahead.
You know, for my ex-girlfriend, you know how I used to pray? Though it sucks and I hated this prayer. I hated it. Look at in my office right here. I have a prayer list and I put different old school, man, like my mom taught me. I put different prayers here, man. I pray for the box. But I say this, Lord, answer the prayers that's in my office according to your will. And for my ex-girlfriend, I used to pray like this because I wanted her back. And I used to say, Lord, even if it crushes me, don't give me her. Even if I cry, if you know that's not your plans. And it crushed me, and he didn't, but he answered my prayers. You know what I'm saying?
Do you know what the worst prayers are? Like, you know, there's a prayer that it's equally the best prayer you can make and the worst prayer you can make at the exact same time.
What was that?
When you pray to ask God to help your faith grow. Lord,
wow.
I just want to grow in my faith. Are you sure? Are you sure you want to ask God that?
Yeah.
Are you sure you want? Because God ain't just gonna be like, there you go. You got a lot of faith. No, he gonna be like, oh, you want faith? Okay, cool. I got you. I'm taking this from you. I'm destroying that. I'm killing this. I'm wiping this away. He's gonna do a lot to not break you, but to build your faith. The thing is that that prayer is so scary to me, y'all, because I want my faith to grow. It has to grow, but it's terrifying.
It's like the pastor that asked God, God, give me patience, and God answered 17 years later.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's a scary prayer, but it's a needed prayer, man. I mean, our faith, especially now, again, 2020 has been
We need
rocking
it.
ridiculous. And our faith is really the only thing carrying a lot of people through right now. Because
Yeah.
I got to be honest, if it wasn't for faith, if it wasn't for my faith in God, I have no idea where I would be right now. Like if my faith in God did not exist, people, you know, the whole topic and conversation of um, does God exist? Okay, let's talk about that for a second. Does God exist? Well, I've talked to people obviously who are atheists or they don't believe in God. And they're, well, how do you know God exists? Like, how do you know, right? And obviously, you know, the question is, how do you know He don't, right?
Mm.
So how do you know God doesn't exist? Whatever it is that you believe requires faith.
I mean, yeah.
Whatever it is, if you believe God exists, it requires faith.
Yeah.
It requires it. You have to have faith because there is zero proof. I say, someone, prove to me that God exists. I did a sermon once and I said, I got up there, I said, I want somebody in here today to prove to me that God exists, right? And so, you know, you get some people that raise their hand, I got you. I got you. I can prove it because the Lord answered my prayers. And I'm like, oh, did He now? Good. How do you know it was God? Well, I know it was God that answered my prayers. Oh, okay, cool. Prove to me God exists. Well, it says in the Bible that, oh, really? So how do you know that that's like, prove? I said, prove it to me, not read me a book that I don't even believe in if I'm an atheist, right? I don't believe in the Bible. So how are you proving to me God exists? The whole point I'm making is that there is no proof. We cannot definitively prove that God exists, but that is actually exactly what God needs, because if we could, there would be zero need for faith.
Wow.
Why would we need faith, Jeanette, if we can prove God exists? Why do we need
And the
it?
Bible does say the just shall live by faith.
Faith. Not only that, you are saved. The Bible tells us you are saved by grace through faith. Faith. You are saved through faith. You can't be saved outside of faith. So we need faith. We have to have faith. But the thing is that people have faith. They may not have faith in God, but they'll have faith in the alternative. They'll have faith in, oh, God doesn't exist because scientists so and said so and so. Right?
Yeah.
How do you know that scientist is right? Well, he said it in a book. Well, my God said it in a book too. So
that's right.
You got to have faith, you guys. The thing is, though, although there is not definitive proof that God exists, we do. Why do we believe in the Bible, though, right? So there is reasons why we actually do believe, why we do have faith in this book. Why? Because this book, I always teach my daughters this. I say, do you guys know what the Bible is? And they're like, yeah, it's God's word. I'm like, that's right. But let me tell you a little bit. The Bible is a history book. It's amazing.
I mean,
it's a history book. Just like in school, they give you a book, and inside you open it up and you learn about Christopher Columbus and Thomas Jefferson. It's a history book.
It's his story book. His story book.
Whose?
His story book.
His story book.
I actually took a history class at University of Alabama in Huntsville. The history teacher told us we all needed to bring in Bibles, and the first thing he said was, I'm an atheist. This is our history book. Wow. He used the Bible as his history book, but he made it clear he was an atheist.
Wow, look at that.
I would like to hear what his perspective was.
Know.
That class.
Every time a Christian would try to, there were a few kids in there that were Christian, because obviously in Huntsville, I'm sure there's quite a few Adventists in that area.
And Wood over there, I think.
Yeah. So there was a lot of people really uncomfortable with him because they were so mad that he was using the Bible as a history book.
That's interesting. But the thing is, here's the thing. That's interesting that he would use it as a history book, because you would only use it as a history book if you believed it's history.
Correct.
I know.
That's what's awesome about it.
You know it happened.
Right. So how do you use it? Otherwise, it's just a mythology book. It's a mystery book. It's a fiction. You know, it's it's not a history book. But if you gonna claim, I'll be like, look, if you gonna claim it's a history book, professor, then
at what point do you stop saying, you know, at what point you don't start preaching anything else, like he died on the cross and he resurrected? Like,
I would have said, let's talk about the Sabbath. Nah, and then you're into that. But hey, but check it out. It's true because we trust our doctors. This stranger that sees us maybe 4 times a year, if that, and he gives us a prescription to some phony baloney medicine. We could be taking drugs or like, you know, like acid or whatever. But he gives us the prescription and we go to Walgreens or wherever and get something that the stranger told us to take. We got more faith in the doctor than in God.
Well, it takes
I got a joke before you end this.
Okay.
I have a joke. So the scientist, atheist guy says to God, I can do everything you can do. And he's like, okay. He goes, I'm going to show you I can make a man just like you do. So the scientist, atheist, bends down to take the dirt, and God says, not my dirt. Get it? That was my joke. I know it was a little corny, but I thought it was hilarious.
No, that's good. That's good.
I gotta be honest, Jen, I wasn't expecting to laugh, but you got me. I did laugh. I was like, no, that's a legit joke. That was good. I got
Jeanette's been on point since you got here.
100%.
And the Academy Award goes to
Jeanette.
Yes.
The best decision of Studio G's life. Thank you.
I put my name as Jeannie. Y'all can call me Jeannie. People that I care about call me Jeannie.
Jeannie. Okay. So I know Papa Willie.
Dream of Jeannie.
But do I get in on the Genie name too?
Yes.
I'm in. Yes.
You're in 100%.
In there like swimwear.
100.
Well, look, man, 3 hours and 20 minutes. We in this bad boy. It's a great night.
I got a few people mad at me because I stayed up this late.
How many kids you got, Jeanette? 2 kids?
Were they asleep or something? Or you was bothering them?
You were too loud?
I didn't say goodnight to them.
Oh.
Hey, once they out of their long 10 years, they can live.
That's why I left, because I had to call my mama and say bendición. I had to call my mama and say good night. Yeah, she had to give me her blessing. Remember I taught you that in the beginning, Pastor Anthony?
Yeah.
About when we say bendición, that's what I had to do. So before we go to sleep, we do the same thing to our mothers. Ask for a blessing through the night.
How do you say it?
Bendición.
Bendición?
And
Yep.
that means blessing.
That means blessing.
It says
so
blessing.
It's short for, can you give me a blessing? So Puerto Ricans, we lazy, so we want to chop everything off. And we just say bendición. But really,
I have a cousin.
La bendición.
I have a cousin that will break it down even more. He'll be like, Sion, huela.
Rayo, Sion.
Sion.
Oh, that's
We
really
just say the last 4 letters to my grandmother because he didn't know any Spanish that good. So he was like, Sion, huela. My grandmother, abuela, he would call her huela.
Somebody said, can you do this more often?
Ernesto.
We should have him come on next time.
Obrigado.
Ernesto, yeah, of course. What? Do this more often. Doing this all the time, Ernesto. Doing this all the time.
But not for 3 hours and 22 minutes.
Hey, if you crazy, hey, look, it's an all-nighter. If you ain't, that's the thing. If you get
I can't hang with the young folk no more.
And stay tuned for the Love Connection. Boom.
Didn't you know that 9 p.m. is the new 12 p.m.? It's the new midnight. 9 o'clock is the new midnight.
I'm getting old. For me too.
No. You stay your behind up on Friday night. If you on live if you in Studio G, there's no time limit. Okay, there's no 60.
I drank 15 coffees.
Thank you.
And I saw a few shots of Martinelli too.
I thought I found one, but it's still Welsh.
You killed that. Hey, what you drink? Hey, what you drinking over there, Jeanette? What you drinking?
Absolutely nothing. I'm thirsty. I'm parched.
What you have, Pastor Anthony?
Huh?
What you have?
What's in my cup?
It's the secret juice.
My cup.
You know it's that apple juice from his kids' lunch.
Sipping on gin and juice with the mind and my money and my money on my mind.
Yo,
nothing but water.
You want to pray?
Of course, Jeanette. Thanks again, man. We appreciate you. You are always welcome in Studio G. You are a You are about it. Not every female is about that life of that late night. Let me hop on live. Like, she said, "Hey, you remember Willie? She was out. She was like, I was like, we should invite her on. I was like, but nah, she wanted to try and be cute and everything. She was like, I'm always cute.
Yep, she was about it, bro. And everything we were saying, she was jumping in like every sentence, like blow, blow, blow.
That's the confidence, man. That's
that's awesome.
Listen, I'm not all about that independent feminist movement, so I don't need but I don't need a man to tell me that I'm cute.
That's it. Yeah, that's of course you don't. You crazy? You crazy?
Yeah, I don't. You had to tell us. You like, I am cute. Hey, but that's very attractive and that's good and very spiritual.
Absolutely, man. God gave us that confidence. So,
Anthony, thank you too, bro. This was awesome for me. Loved it. You know, man, I'm your biggest fan. I love you, homie, and wifey. Tell her I said hi, and your 2 daughters, man. Give her a kiss for me, and tell her hi, kids.
Creepy Willie, Look, there's 2 people who are not welcome. Creepy Willie and Simpson Ellen White.
Don't eat me. Don't eat me.
No, next time she makes an appearance, I need her to be in front of a bowl of haystacks and I don't know what else. Give her a sip of Martinelli.
That's actually kind of
over here. I'm crying, man.
No, really, you know what you should do though? Every time you get invited to, bring it with you everywhere, and then always take a picture of it in front of a haystack plate.
Yo, she needs to have her own Instagram page, yo.
Send it to Anthony. Which one you hate more?
Hey,
hey, Raina said something. Or Razor. She put, "Thank you all. I enjoyed tonight. Stay blessed." Hey, you too, ma. You gotta call your next time so we can know how to say your name.
Next time, I vote next time that Razor joins with us because apparently she's watching.
She was about it too.
She was about the typing. We need her to be about the visual. Okay, join on with us next time, sister. All right.
Like, do your hair real cute before the program starts, just in case.
Get your nails did.
Or just be cute all the time. I mean, that's easy too.
That's it. Take it the Jeanette way. So listen, you guys. I appreciate you guys here once again. I'm gonna be doing this Studio G thing every. I hate to do commit because sometimes I may not be able to make it, but once God gives me a rhythm, Studio G will be live in full effect, and of course, I look forward to having more guests on Studio G as well as anybody. Man, this is a place for everybody to come to and join. This ain't just for special guests because every guest is special. So anybody wants to pop on live with me, feel free. I just drop you a link in your comment in your DM and you just pop on and we just chop it up about whatever. So next week is a show about nothing again. I might actually have on some music artists, some hip hop, R&B type artists on Friday night to come talk music. We might be jamming. We might do a music jam, play some of their music and stuff. Papa Willie down low, you guys. He has a brand new documentary coming out very soon, as well as a single. Go ahead and just drop that for him real quick and let him know some info on that one more time for us.
Okay, it's www.ghettopreacher.com or the Ghetto Preacher on YouTube, or on the gram is at the Ghetto Preacher, or Willie Ramos with a Y on Facebook. I'm going to be promoting it. And in 1 week, the teaser trailer comes out for the video. It's also well, I can't give no secrets, but in 1 week the teaser trailer comes out as well. And it's a powerful sermon as well. The video is gonna be dope. So just holler at me, man. I'm gonna be promoting. Like my page, and you guys can you know what I'm saying. I got the premiere coming up in January as well. So come on down and stuff like that. Now I mean, thank you guys for your support.
Tara said, please tell Pastor Willie I said hi. Tara Wheatley said hi.
Hey, Tara, what's up, mama? God bless you.
And of course, we got Jeanette. Jeanette is just fantabulous. I'm not sure if she wants to. You want to give the world your phone number or something? What you want?
1-800. Go to sleep.
Well, did you say 1-800? What number?
Hey,
Do we need to do a new show? 1-800 what?
and then
Go to
I'm like a
sleep.
dumb brother. I'm writing it down. 1-800 what?
You might have a whole bunch of dudes just was like 1-800 what?
Calling a
What she
mattress
said?
company.
Rewind it. What she said?
Yo, we appreciate that, yo. So yeah, anyway, you guys make sure you check out Pastor Willie. He's got some great stuff. I'm telling you, that documentary is gonna be fire, man. His story is incredible. The little that I know about it is attention grabbing to say the least, while at the same time he's touching on some things with regard to suicide and I'm assuming depression and things like that. Those type of themes in the documentary. So it's gonna be dope. Jeanette apparently left us, so a good night, Jeanette.
She didn't even say bye. Oh, everything we said about her, it goes down.
She just treated us just like her kids, yo. She ain't say goodbye. She said goodnight.
Hey, everything we said about Jeanette, forget about it. Now we mad.
How do you just get off and not say nothing? How do
She
you,
didn't even say bye.
Jeanette? I hope you watching. I rebuke you now. Oh
Yo,
my goodness.
she's blocked. I'm gonna block her from social media.
She ain't even whisper. She didn't even breathe. It was so smooth too. Like she did it right when I was talking. Like it was smooth. Oh
Hey,
my
she
God.
went like this. She went like this.
No, she did not. Please. No, she didn't. Willie, we need to have after this. We are gonna have a talk, okay? About
Hey,
the
I'm depressed, bro. You gotta let me be.
Yo, it's all right, Jeanette. Jeanette said, I'm here. Sorry. It's okay, Jeanette. We appreciate you. So listen, one more time, you guys. Again, yeah, Willie got this thing coming up. So be sure to follow him. Documentary's gonna be dope. The singles coming out, singles dropping, singles gonna be dope.
With an awesome rap group. It's a Christian rap group from Santo Domingo. They call it Bendecido. That means blessed. They're dope, man. And it was awesome because I was a big fan of their work, man, and I got to work with them. God opened that door up. They're one of my favorite Christian rap groups.
That's dope. What do they call?
Bendecido. It means blessed.
That's dope.
BENDECI, the number 2. Check them out too. They got dope songs.
That's dope, yo. That's dope. Definitely check them out. Jeanette started to leave a little bit of her phone number for those who want to try to get the rest of it.
Hey, wait, 81 what? Wait.
For those who want to guess the last 4 digits, go ahead. Do your best.
Making it all hard.
Yo, we about to pray with you guys tonight, man. As we pray tonight, you guys, listen, we want you to drop. I know there's prayer requests out there because unfortunately there's a lot going on in our world. And, we want to make sure that we lift up your prayer requests. So without you actually having to write down your entire prayer request, if you have a prayer request, just simply type the number 1 in the comment section right now. Your number 1, that number in the comment section will serve as your prayer request. You know what that prayer request is. God knows what that prayer request is. But if you have a prayer request, type the number 1. If you have a praise, if things are not so bad in your life, if God is doing some things and you just are so blessed, type the number 2. Let people see that there is actually praise and blessings and joy out there. Type the number 2 for praises. Type the number 1 for prayer requests. And lastly, if you have a prayer request for another person, someone that you know who needs God, type the number 3. Type the number 3, because that's going to serve for that prayer for that person. 1 is your request, 2 is praise, and 3 is for that person who just needs God. Willie, man, I would love for you to close us out with prayer if you wouldn't mind. And let's go ahead and do that, man.
Okay. Heavenly Father, we thank you, Jesus. It was awesome kicking it with you. I can imagine how we're going to be hanging out with you in the pearly gates of the New Jerusalem, talking about everything, Lord. I can't wait to hear your voice. Can't wait to hear what you sound like. In fact, I can't wait to see the color of your eyeballs. Oh my God. Lord, speaking of talking, keep talking to us. Lord, when we want to go left, make sure that you tell us to go right. Keep towing us. to the ways we should go, Lord. Give us peace in this pandemic. Finish it already, Lord. Squash this thing, man. I know it's the beginning of the end times and stuff like that, but Lord, can you give us just one more season of happiness and joy so we can come up? Know what I mean? Please, God, can you do that? Give us peace, give us love, give us happiness, give us financial security. Lord, bless us. I pray for Pastor Anthony and his wife Adana and the girlies. Can you please just surround them with a force field of angels? Be with my niece Gigi. Be with Janine. Take care of her and her kids too. And I think her name is Reina, I believe it was.
Yeah.
And Tara and the brother from Brazil. And even Pastor Ramming, man, just Lord, just everything that we said, let it be to uplift your kingdom. Lord, I'm proud to be a Seventh-day Adventist, but I want to tell the world that I am Christian first, okay? But thank you, Lord. Be with my projects, be with Bendecido and everybody, my director, Christian Rodriguez. And just, Lord, graffiti our names in the Lamb's Book of Life. Lord, and I pray for my future girlfriend if she's looking or listening and wherever she's at, even if she's sleeping, can you take care of her, Lord? Whisper in her ear that Poppy's coming. In the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Yeah,
Amen.
Father, we love you. Woo, I like this. Praying for,
You know what I
praying
mean?
for the future.
You know what I
Praying
mean?
for the future. Look, man, that's how you do it, man. You pray for the future. Like some people are only praying for the present, right?
Nah, man.
Some people are praying for the past. Okay, I'm a Willie praying for the future.
Amen.
He said,
Amen.
I
I wanna step into my 1,000 tomorrows, knowing that she's going to be there, and I'm going to be holding Jesus every step of the way. You know what I mean?
Yep, that's
Amen.
it. That's it.
Pastor, bro, I love you, bro. Thank you. Thank you for everything, man. I can't wait to see your next movie and everything that you got coming up too, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. All right, man. I was
Thank
good,
you, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
God bless you, man. Happy Sabbath.
You too. You too. I'm thinking. Hold up. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure. Okay. Sorry. I just had to make sure I had this done right. Lastly, you guys, real quick. Next Friday night, make sure to come through. Right here, Facebook page. We're gonna be going live. I don't know who's gonna be on with me. I don't know what we're gonna be doing. But it's gonna be live. It's gonna be lit. I don't know if it's gonna be 3.5 hours, but it might be. It depends on who's on with me. If I get another person like Willie and Jeanette, we gonna be talking for a while. All right.
What time does it start next week?
Probably 8:30, man.
Same
8:30. Yeah, 8:30 p.m. every week, man. And if you watching, Willie, if you on Friday and you watching and you want to pop in, man, you already know you got the link. I mean, I'll send you the link. You just let me know.
Cool. I gotta preach in Ohio Friday and Saturday through Zoom, but I'll try to just pop up.
Pop up if you can, man. It's all good. All right.
All right.
All right, you guys. Hey, good. All you guys, prayer requests, 1s, 2s, and 3s, 1s and 2s, and the 3s. Blessings to you guys. And I'm out. We out. Peace.
Peace.